North American Simulation Racing Association, featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They rock the Nashville network. That Beagle's cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta. It is racing at Talladega. Never turn right. Woo! Go, baby, go. Don't you curse tonight. As a Brady, the boss man is lessening. Oh dear, let's go racing. Cody out with all the graphics. Jeff Merck pulling all the facial reactions. Jordan is spoken like DD for real AC and a wide train. And we're gonna have fun right now in this moment. Let's race, let's race.
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines! Of the NASRA Blanchard's Towing Xfinity Series. Brady LaBeouf will win the championship and the race in the Butt Kicker 250.
Keith Bradley gets his second championship on the Friday Night Series with the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series Season 8. This rookie season, he will win the championship for the Concerns of Police Survivors Truck Series.
Gentlemen, start your engines.
And a good Thursday night to you and yours, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to coverage of the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. This series normally operates on a Monday night. Want to let everybody know right off the cuff that this is a previously recorded race. Maybe Dean can put like in red or yellow somewhere on the broadcast page, previously recorded, so you will know. This is the race from this past Monday night with the Glass Mechanic 225. Now, with that being said, Jacob Reeves, myself, Wesley Outland, we do not know the outcome of the race. If there's anybody out here in the chat box that knows what happened, we don't care. Don't tell us. We're ready to see what goes on here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway. One thing I was told, though, Jacob Reeves, is this was a very interesting event here for the trucks. Good evening.
Yes, sir. Good evening to you, Wesley Outland. And I also put it out there in live chat. Don't spoil it. You spoil it. We'll end up having beef one way or another. I got a damn good feeling. But there you see the schedule. Obviously, Atlanta, this is what, obviously, Wesley, what you was talking about pre-recorded. Next week, big race, NASRA 500. We'll talk a little bit about that, I'm sure, later on. Make sure if you haven't yet, make sure you sign up for that bad boy. And a lot of great tracks coming up after the NASRA 500 as well. Indianapolis, Watkins Glen, Talladega, Darlington, Texas, Iowa, all the way down. But, baby, I'm telling you right now, we in the Peach State, my house. I absolutely love this place. Super Speedway or worn out. I love this track. I always have.
And this is worn out Atlanta, okay? So this is the track Legacy Atlanta, what we call it now, not the Super Speedway Atlanta, but this is a special place for you and for me. My first ever NASCAR announcing gig was right here, announcing at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And of course, we're ready to see the Legacy Atlanta. It's different than the Super Speedway, so we're ready to see what happens. This will be fun. Starting lineup ready to roll here for the Glass Mechanic 225. By the way, I do want to let y'all know that if we have an accident or something happen on the racetrack, we might have to go in reverse to kind of go back to find some of the highlights, because this is not live. It is delayed, a previously recorded race, and we want to obviously have the same experience as we always do. Starting lineup, Phil Pappas on the pole, Cole Henriksen on the front row. Row number 2 will find Andrew Harris and Stephen Page. Matt Cherry, Joey Stiers on the third row. Adam Newbert, the inaugural series champion of the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series, and Justin Lumpkin to his outside of the 18. Good to see him back. Luke Smith, Timothy Hammond, right there. The first 5 rows, Chad Ralston, Kerry Tribune will be the top 12, Jacob.
And then obviously right there starting in the 13th spot, you got Taylor Peacock to the outside. The big man himself, Brady LaBeouf out of Louisiana, starting in the 14th spot. Stephen Gregory's going to start 15th with Jonathan Cofield starting in the 16th spot. How about that Alabama man up here inside the top 20? Roger Diamond's going to start 17th with Keith Haney starting 18th. Obviously the pink animal of Goat Locker when we was doing Goat Locker. Then you got Bo Tiffany. Good to see him back out there driving the 46. He's going to start 19th. Cole Larson will start 20th. And then Eric Parks will start 21st. Jason Morales, 22nd. Nate Mauer's going to start 23rd. And the Spice Man from Canada, Chris Settleman, rolling off 24th.
The champion a couple of seasons ago, Stephen Thomas, Colton Hagen making up row 13. Row 14 will find Adam Newton, the Bulldog, and Lucas Lyons in the mix as well. And we're not done yet, including also in the mix is going to find Tyler Goodwin, Tom Lester, top 30, Brian Chu, Joshua Suss, Justin White, Cody Knott, Darren Bruce, Craig Schroeder, top 36, and it is still not done yet. Look at the lineup here. Aaron Van Rydel, J.D. Larson, Blanchard, Johnson, Trotter, Kaufman, Richards, Hagen, Meza, and a partridge in a pear tree. What a field, Jacob. 45 trucks ready to go here in Atlanta tonight.
I don't know if I'd have went there. Partridge in a pear tree. I mean, this is January, Wes. We're not in Christmas time anymore. But however you want to look at it, and I'm telling you right now, I mean, from what we saw last week at Auto Club was absolutely amazing to see that finish. Matt Cherry going out there, damn near a photo finish. comes out, gets it done. There you see your race details. This is going to be interesting right here, folks. You know, I was talking to Adam Newton before this race actually was going live last Monday night. You know, stage 1's going to stay green at lap 35, stage 2 at 75. Then you go all the way to lap 145, 75% fuel capacity. And from what I'm understanding from Adam Newton at that point, you see the 5 sets of tires that they've got right here, 4 sets in the pits, 1 on the truck. The big deal about that, though, Wes, is we are seeing a green flag, 23 laps on a fuel tank. This is going to get interesting.
This will be wild, I promise you. We talked about 75% fuel capacity. That is literally 23 to 27, 28 laps on a fuel tank, pushing it to the limit before you start literally going dry. That is something we'll keep an eye on. Stage 1 will go green. That means if you look at this scenario, Jacob Reeves, we will see green flag pit stops in the first stage of the race, something that usually we never see in NASCAR competition until tonight.
Yeah, but it's going to be interesting because you see those tire sets. I really thought they was actually going green there for a second. Pace car probably didn't even want to show up on a Thursday night. But, I mean, you know, what the deal of it is right here is that you're going to see these guys maybe go on this first run right here just to be able to make it, because obviously that first stage is going to be staying green. You might see some guys, believe it or not, try to save some tire right here and not take tires to be able to make it later on in the race, because you're going to have an extra set, so some of these guys might have to save a set. I'm telling you, baby, Atlanta, it always puts on a hell of a show. We'll see how it does here this evening.
Here they come, ready to come to the firebox. The Glass Mechanic 225 is green at Atlanta, and you are racing.
We are racing in at it right here. Cofield up here trying to see if he can get him some. See how it works out for old Cofield. Is there you see Stephen Gregory up here, Bo Tiffany, Keith Haney, all of them working their way off of turn number 2 and down the back chute. We'll see about this, Wes. I remember numerous times about this track, just how bad that the tires will eat themselves alive. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out here this evening.
Here they come. Working off turn number 4. Put a lap of the board. Wheeling and dealing. Getting started. Cofield on the jump. We'll see how all this shakes out as they work their way down the back straightaway. Great racing going on. The 27 leads the way.
Somebody another
27 Luke Smith, right? 27 Luke Smith.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Obviously, Luke Smith right now on my end actually leading the race right here. He's got a little bit of company right behind him. There you see others right here behind him. Kerry Chabu up here. Oh, boy, this is getting good right here. Yeah, we got caught back up a little bit. Everything kind of got caught back up. And there you see Kerry Chabu to the outside of Luke Smith battling it out, coming off of turn number 4. LaBeouf right behind him.
Driver from Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, that blue, dark blue, number 27, down to the inside. Kerry Tribune up top side, and Brady LaBeouf right behind him. As the 7 has a blinking issue. Here comes LaBeouf. He wants to go after Smith for the lead. They're door to door to the back straightaway.
And he's trying to get there, but will he be able to make it? Here he goes to the outside. Be careful with that outside, though, Wes. You get up there on that top side, you could really eat them tires alive. But it looks like LaBeouf to the outside of Luke Smith. Looks like he may have a shot right here to go ahead and get it. Now he's blinking out. Everybody's starting to blink out. Stires has got the lead. Smith's back in second. Where's everybody at? Everybody just starting to blink out all over the place, Wes.
Smith, Cofield, Ross, Haney, Tiffany. Your top 5. Smith still holds on to the lead. There you see him working back into turn 1. We are having a blinking issue. If it is something that becomes more serious, we will step away and take a network timeout to fix it. Right now, we race on with Smith and Cofield. Haney right there in that mix as right now Ross and Tiffany go door to door in third for the top 5.
And Cofield down here on this inside lane, Wesley, obviously this was on Monday night, but if you think back to what happened to Cofield Wednesday night at Chicagoland, it surely was not a good night for Mr. Jonathan Cofield. Obviously, there might have been a little bit of beef on how some of that ended up playing out, but looks like he's going to be able to take hold of the lead as of right now. And Joey Stires back up here trying to get him some. Keith Haiti up here as well, as now Cofield blinking out a little bit. We're still trying to see if we can diagnose it, but so far, everything calm, cool, and collected as of right now, Wes.
Atlanta rocking and rolling around this track. Right now, Haney goes to the lead on the inside. Put the 87 to the point. Tiffany will fall back to second. Stires as well. Parks and Morales, all new drivers up into the top 5 as this goes on again. Down into 1 and 2, now to 3 and 4.
And Caney right now, he assumes the lead as of right now. Cofield's still up there somehow, some way. Not real sure, obviously, maybe having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll work through it as Haiti. Now Cofield reappears. He'll take the lead right back from Haiti. I'm sure he made him jump out of his shoes just a little bit. See a little bit of a stack up back here in the back. Is that Chris Cinnamon? I believe that might have been the Spice Man back there actually dropping back just a little bit. Not 100%, but now that's going to really stack everybody up. You got guys on the top, guys on the bottom, and Adam Newton just trying to find a hole to be able to shoot down into the middle lane.
Parker, DSR Electric is a business sponsor for NASRA. It is not an electric truck series, pardon the pun. Working off the corner. We watch now. Cofield, Smith, 1 and 2, battling for the lead. There goes Keith Haney. Stride for stride, door to door. Tiffany and Stires right behind them as they thunder off 4. 10 laps into it. Remember, stage 1 here goes all the way to lap number 35. And we stay green as now Brady LaBeouf pops out of nowhere. He goes to the lead. Popping in and out, blinking in and out as the 24.
Yeah, everybody kind of blinking in and out what they can. Everybody trying to keep it straight. Now Lumpkin up there. He's going to jump up to the front, try to see if he can find a way to get up to the front. We'll see how it works out for good old Justin Lumpkin. Now here goes Cofield back at it. Luke Smith now back to the outside. Everybody trying to watch themselves go through this quad oval. West, one thing about this quad oval here in Atlanta, it doesn't really matter if it's the trucks or if it's a next-gen cup car or an Xfinity car. It really doesn't matter. The big thing about it here at this track, when they go through the quad oval, they're already on lap 12. Eventually, these tires is going to get so bad that they're going to come through the quad oval, and they're just going to be holding on and praying, going through that quad oval, and just hoping that the truck doesn't spin out and go through the grass or come back up in front of everybody else and clean out everybody else.
And that's something we're going to have to keep an eye on for sure. We're seeing the blinking, popping in and out. We're trying to work on that behind the scenes. The race rolls on, though. You will see LaBeouf. You will see Cofield popping back in and out again. As right now we see them work into the corner. Brady LaBeouf now the leader. It is Smith down to the inside. Look at now Cofield right there, stride for stride. Haney's now in this mix as we work now with 10 remaining before we start to see possibly green flag pit stops, because we told you they can only go between 23 to 28 laps on a tank of fuel.
Yeah, and that'll be interesting to see if any of these guys elect to go ahead and take tires. But it's like I said, Wes, I mean, we're looking at 5 sets of tires. And really, I mean, that's 4 in the pits, 1 in the truck, as I was talking about earlier. You need to make sure that you got an extra set of tires to be able to make it all the way to the end. So You're some right. of these guys really going to have to try to save this set right here. And that's why you really don't see, I mean, you see guys up on the top side trying to rock and roll. You got guys on the bottom. But at the same time, nobody's really making any crazy moves. As actually we have a caution on the Speedway. We'll try to get a look and see kind of what happened right here.
Yellow flag out over the racetrack. I am not seeing anything. Want to remind everybody again, this is a replay of last Monday night's event, this past Monday night's race. So We are going to step away. We'll be back with more from Atlanta. Going to try to make some adjustments, hopefully, on the commercial side. When we come back around, things will be better for you. You're watching NASRA on this Thursday night. Back with more in a moment.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
So we are back here at Atlanta. We are working on possibly getting a backup. We will stay with you, though. I guess, is that the best way of saying it, Dean? Unless something goes wrong, we'll still stay with you. I mean, I'm confused. So,
We'll go with it the best we can. I tell you what, Wes, go get you a cold beer. I mean, I know you were talking about you was drinking Sundrop a while ago. Go get you
yeah,
a
I don't
cold beer
drink
and
while
just
I'm on the
enjoy it at
job,
this
buddy.
point.
I don't do that.
Hey, I have to sometimes. I ain't got no choice. Hey, look, man, you know me. I've worked out of the literally, folks. You don't know me, obviously personally, but I mean, I've worked 18 out of the past 21 days, not counting Tuesday, yesterday, and today. I'm gonna have a couple. I think I deserved it. At this point, Wes, you know my story.
Well, we're gonna try to get ready for a restart, and this will take us to lap number 35 again. It'll stay green flag to stage 1. We are back underway. Whoa, Brady LaBeouf in trouble. Brady LaBeouf with a problem on the front straightaway.
Yeah, Brady LaBeouf, actually, there was a little bit of a stack up back there, Wes, and then out of nowhere, ended up LaBeouf. I did remember seeing a little bit of this, actually, Monday night. He was actually trying to get caught back up, and there was a big stack up. He tried to jam on the brakes and then gas it back up, and it might have had a little bit to do with the tire situation that we had, as we're actually going to be under caution because of that. I do remember seeing that much of it, but there was a little bit of a stack up. With guys up there, and obviously he did not take those tires trying to save a set, and I think a lot of that had to do with Brady LaBeouf going around, and a couple of others went around as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm understanding that we are trying to get Brady LaBeouf's replay of the race. Well, I mean, we're going to take a break, so we'll be right back with you. Just hang tight with us, everybody. Thank you. Oh, shit.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
We back live? Are we back? We are. Hey, everybody. So listen, Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves here with you. You'll be able to see our mugs on camera here in just a few moments, but I want to let everyone know that we are having some technical issues broadcast. So, yeah, there you go. So we're going to promote the NASRA 500. We're going to promote all the cool things that are coming up here. And while that's going on, Jacob Reeves, we are also working on getting another broadcast up for this race as well. So a lot of cool things. And obviously, let's be honest, Red Deck announcer, this is the final race before the Great American Sim Race next Monday night.
Yes, sir. It's going to be an absolute good one. There you see the banner right there on your screen. The Great American Sim Race, obviously presented by the Glass Mechanic, and will be broadcasted live right here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. 6 straight days in the house. You do not want to miss this. All the cool, interesting things. Wes, got a little bit of backstory right here. I ain't going to break it to you yet. We'll find out about it Monday. Got a little something cool in the works with old door breaking download 57. I'm not going to be in it, but I got somebody, you know, that has raced in NASRA. He is a NASRA winner. I will say that.
Yeah.
He's going to be driving the 57 out here for us when we go racing next week.
There we go. So cool deal. So everybody, we're looking forward to it. We hope that you are as well. It is going to be a fun time. Sorry about that. I'm adjusting my camera here, so we'll make it a little bit better. There we go. That's a lot better. I am in my. Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, right? We're in my little domain here, the man cave, as I call it. But I will tell you this, though. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. We're going to talk about the NASRA 500. For everybody that's watching right now, please be patient. We are working on another re-download, a better production in the background. So Jacob said, hey, let's just talk about the NASRA 500. Let's talk about the season. Let's fill in the dead spots while Mr. Dean Hopton, our producer director extraordinaire, is getting the new file. And again, Jacob, man, you see the format. We've promoted this thing for God knows how long. It is going to be a fun, exciting one. No doubt the NASRA 500 will be probably one of the most exciting things that we've ever done in the history of NASRA. I know a lot of people are looking forward to it. And I will tell you this as well. Man, I am just, I'm giddy. I'm excited for what we're going to see here coming up in the next, 3-4 days from now.
Yeah, Wes. I mean, honestly, I mean, I'm just as giddy as you are. I mean, that obviously, you talked about it. What we inherited from Podium from last year, and I was on the call for that last year. I was one of the guys that was one of the announcers for the Podium 500 last year, and I got to be honest with you. I'm more excited about this than what I was about the damn Podium 500 last year. This here, I mean, literally, I'm so excited. I literally need my desk. I'm shaking. I'm ready to get this bad boy going. I mean, I heard Brady LaBeouf talking about there's over 160, close to 200, give or take. Entrance. I mean, that is unbelievable. Some of the Nazareth guys is going to be in it. Some guys that are going to be some big names in sim racing, they're going to be in it. I'm telling you, baby. I mean, this is going to be awesome. If you haven't yet, sign up. If you don't sign up and you don't even watch, I'm telling you, we're going to have beef with you.
When it's live, folks. I'm making adjustments on the fly while I'm moving with you, so trying to make it look a little bit better, right? So, but no, man, listen, hey, it's going to be a phenomenal race. I'm looking forward to it. I know a lot of other people are as well. There is so much excitement that's built with this. We have a boku of sponsors, prizes. At the end of the day, right, when it's all said and done, whoever wins the Nazareth 500 is getting a $2,000 payday. That is going to be really some good money, obviously. Whoever wins this race, Dean, they have earned it. They've earned the right to possibly pocket some good money. And Jacob Reeves, the redneck announcer, we're going to see some I really believe we're going to be seeing some of the best racing and simulation we've ever seen before in the history of iRacing, I think, come up next week for sure.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about it. I mean, a $2,000 payday, that will buy a lot of beer, and you will be able to party for God knows how long. So I'm just joking. Hey, you never know. Somebody might actually take that $2,000 and say, "Yeah,
clean my counter." I look at that dirty ass. I look at this dirty counter behind me. I need to clean my counter. So we weren't scheduled. We weren't scheduled to be on camera. Everybody was just going on the fly. So. Dean, where are we at right now? Are we swindling? We're checking our instruments. Are we still downloading it? We're still downloading it, everybody. So, well, basically, again, we're working on trying to. Oh boy, where were we at when the caution came out? What was it like? Lap number 20, 23, I think. So,
give or take.
I mean, if there's any drivers out there that are watching, if they want to jump on board and join us, jump in the Discord for the DSR Electric Truck Series. Bring them in. Heck yeah.
Wes, I will say this. We've actually got one out here in the live chat. Joshua Suss is out there.
Tell him to come on and join us
right now. Well, yeah, I mean, screw it. Yeah,
tell Joshua to come in the Discord and join us. We'll bring him on the booth here with us.
Well, Josh, come on in here. But the cool thing is, Josh is actually calling it right now. He's saying Brian Chew is going to win the not the Daytona 500, but he's going to win the Nazareth 500.
Really?
I got to be honest with you. Well, I mean, I got to be honest with you. Brian Chew knows how to get it done at Daytona. I actually picked him to win the season opener for the DSR Electric Truck Series. Might have jinxed him a little bit, but Brian Chew could be one of those guys that could come out there and pocket $2,000 next Saturday.
Yes.
I got to be honest with you. I give Josh a lot of crap, but I got to be honest with you. I think he may have something here.
Joshua Suss chimes in. He says, I'm sick as a dog with no voice, so we got to find somebody else out there. Everybody, if you're watching, you're seeing my ugly mug. You see Jacob Reeves as well. We are the voices. I've always said this in my 29-year career as a broadcaster. You hear me before you see me. And obviously with a face like this, I have a face that only a mother could love, right, Jacob? So only like that. I will say this, though. We are just kind of feeling some downtime as we are working on trying to get a new file uploaded from the Atlanta DSR Electric Truck Series Glass Mechanic 225. And I want to say something to our buddy that chimed in earlier, and he said, oh, shucks, I thought it was an electric series. DSR Electric LLC is a business. They are a sponsor. There is no electric iRacing series, and there's no real electric racing series out there in the world either. So, yeah, just want to clarify on that. Hey, while we're still waiting out the new string for Atlanta, let's join one of the guys that are joining us. He won a couple of weeks ago in the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series at Daytona. I think he's getting ready for the NASRA 500. Lucas Lyons, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going pretty good. How are you?
You are the clown in the puppet show that we are the ringmasters of right now. Have you got a camera, Lucas? Lucas, have you got a camera?
Yeah, give me a second. I'll plug it in real quick.
Finally get to see what Lucas looks like, Jacob. Finally get to see what Lucas looks like here.
I gotta be honest with you.
I had to put my hat on.
Here comes
Wes,
Jeffrey Johnson. I'm gonna bring Jeffrey in here. It's a soiree here as we're filling in downtime for Atlanta's race tonight. This is a redneck edition of the Victory Lap podcast or the Hot Lap podcast, as what is it? Brady, Tyler, and Cody do. So here they come.
I gotta be honest with you. If we was not live the way that we are right now, I would record this and put this on the door banging download, but obviously that ends up getting a little bit wild, and I don't want to end up getting too crazy.
All you got to do is just, record it or play it back after, you could do that, right?
But you know how we are over there with DVD. I mean, it gets too wild and everything else, so I'm going to end up going DVD style, which is normally when I would be recording that podcast about this time.
Well, Dean, this is perfect R&D for you as well, boss man, our buddy in Australia, because we're practicing our camera for this weekend's races of Motorsports Mania for the Cup Series Cookout Clash that we're doing the NASCAR event for. And secondly, we're going to be on camera for the events of the NASRA 500. So obviously I won't be wearing a t-shirt, but Lucas, you have won Daytona, man. How psyched are you ready for the Great American Sim Race next week, dude? Are you excited for it?
At first I wasn't planning on, Jake, I don't know if you want to go ahead or not.
Do we have an announcement? Do we have a breaking news announcement here on the broadcast? Can we unveil this, Jacob? Go ahead, dude. Dang, that was fast. That's all I'm going to say, because I kind of remember the tail end of the conversation.
You know what? Hell with it. Go ahead, Lucas. Go ahead.
The funny thing is Jake messaged me not too long ago.
Yeah.
And he was like
literally, like minutes ago, right?
Yeah, it was literally like 30 minutes ago. And he was like, "Hey, I see you're not running the Nazareth 500." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "You want to drive the 57?" I was like, "Yeah." So that's how it came about. He just messaged me literally 30 minutes ago, and I'm like, "Screw it, might as well." I don't think I'm doing anything that week. So I was like, "Yeah, why not?"
You know what this reminds me of? This is Nazareth's version of Cole Trickle, Rowdy Burns. "I want you to drive my car." What? Daytona. You know what I'm talking about? When they're in the hospital room and he says, "I want you to drive my car."
Yeah.
And he's like, come on.
Yeah, but Wes, but think about it like that. He was sitting there, "Hey, will you drive my car?" And how'd that work out for him?
Yeah.
So we might be in good shape. But I'll tell you what, Luke. I mean, Luke. This kind of deal. Just came. I ain't gonna lie to you. It kind of come out of nowhere. But
it really did come out of nowhere.
It really did come out of nowhere. But Luke, I mean, honestly, I asked Brady, and Brady threw me a deal. He gave me an idea, and I was like, I want somebody in NASRA. I want somebody that is not signed up in NASRA, that runs in NASRA. I don't want some, Jim Bob off the street. I want somebody that's already raced in NASRA, and he threw me your name. Now, he threw me like two other guys' names, but I had beef with them, so I said, nope, that ain't going to happen. Lucas, I don't have beef with you, and obviously I've talked, about, the whole deal with Daytona and the Xfinity Series, and how cool that was and everything, and I talked about how your win at Daytona was in the Truck Series, and buddy, I honestly, I couldn't think, I could not think of a better person to drive the 57 door banging download Chevrolet Monte Carlo. I mean, are you cool with driving the Chevrolet? Because if you're not cool with
Yeah,
driving
that's all-
Chevrolet, then
that-
we'll kill this.
That's all I drive.
Shut up, Jacob.
Okay,
What
well, then
about
we're game
killing
on.
it? It was.
We're game on, baby. Have at it.
Oh my goodness! I think we got Jeffrey Johnson II also somewhere in here. If people are watching, we're having technical difficulties. Please stand by. Except you're going to hear our comedian self here filling in for a till we get the recording done. So because we don't want to go off the line and lose the stream. Jeffrey, how's it going, dude? Man, you've improved racing NASRA as of late.
Yeah, how's it going?
Thank you for filling in the comedy show.
Oh, not a problem. Say, I just ran a PGR 500 heat.
Oh,
actually,
really?
Right before this broadcast, so I do not have a camera.
You have a camera? No camera. He want to.
I need to get
He don't
one.
want to show
I do
himself.
not. You all
How-
don't want to see my ugly mug.
How did you do, Jeffrey? How did you do, JJ2?
I finished 7th before the EOL penalty. So,
Oh, wow.
I was riding behind a guy, not knowing the guy in front of him. I think they were teammates, and he had a bit of damage, so he was trying to push him. And yeah, you can only let up so much going 180 mile an hour, and
Wow.
he let up too much, and I turned him.
Do you take anything from running PGR to prepare for the NASRA 500, Jeffrey? Do you feel like you got a better shot of doing well for the Great American Sim Race for NASRA next week, being a NASRA regular?
Yeah, tonight's heat really gave me an idea of how the car is going to handle. I still am not a fan of the next-gen cars. I don't like the way they draft. I don't like the way they drive. But
I don't think anybody is.
30 laps, that gave me plenty of experience, especially running in a pack. I kind of was able to figure out how to side draft and really gain some speed. Here in that last 15 lap section of the run, I cut through the field pretty good. So
Yeah. Now, Lucas, back to you, buddy. I'm looking at your man cave in here. I see haulers. I see. Is that snow? Is that snowboards behind you?
Where?
that's a Tricon bumper.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a. My God, I'm sorry. That's a damn Toyota Tricon garage.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And then I have McDowell's quarter panel, and then
Yeah.
Casagrala's, and then Ricky Stenhouse's name rail, and then I have a Trevor Bain name rail over here.
That is
There you
sweet.
go.
Did they know? Did they know that you stole that from their garage when you went to the racetrack? Did they know that?
Hey, what they don't know doesn't hurt them.
Attaboy. That's
Hey,
what I
Lucas,
would say.
Take your camera. This is like a segment of NASRA Cribs. Take your camera. Show us all your cool little, gadgets and collectibles over there
right.
on your basket. What is this?
There
All right.
it goes.
So I have a 3D printer. So I 3D printed. I don't know how well you see it. 3D printed the Project 91 little logo thing, and I have two Project 91 decals. Well, diecast. So I have those up there, and then I have two SVG diecasts, and then his Cup diecast, AJ Allmendinger, and then two Dale Earnhardt diecast.
Yeah, zoom in on that. Zoom in on it. Show it closer. There you go.
Oh,
Don't
That's
pull
it-
your
that's
wire
it.
out though.
that's as much cable as I got.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
And then
Look at that.
here's my nice little sim rig with my button box.
There we go. That's what we want to see. Look at this. Look at this awesome seat. Is that a polyester seat? What is that, like a vinyl?
Is that
Yeah,
a Chevy
that's-
Silverado seat?
No, that's out of a 2001 Monte Carlo.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And then I have two Chase Briscoe front fixed.
There you go.
Yeah.
I got a comment about that seat, but I can't say it live on there.
Hey, keep it PG-13, man. Keep it PG-13.
I can't do it. I'll get fired. I can't do it.
Well, I know my room's kind of a mess, but I also have a spare one right there.
Well, I
That is
tell you
a-
what, Luke.
We need
You
to.
wanna-
This
you
is
wanna
like
see
a
a real
segment.
sim
This
rig?
is like a segment of NASRA Cribs. Okay. So
There you
look at
go.
this. All right. Look. What do we get? Well, show us your crib here, Dean. What have you got here, Jacob? What is this?
Well, I mean, there's my sim rig right there. That's what I race in and everything.
Okay.
Yes, that's pretty cool. And then you got the 50-inch
Okay.
TV that, obviously I race it, with and everything else. And
What's
then
this fancy coloring lights here on the side of you here? What is this flashing? What is that?
That was the
see,
PC.
that. Yeah. See that down there? Yeah, that's the computer.
Oh,
Then
that's
we
the
got-
modem. Okay. Holy cow,
yeah,
man.
yeah, that's the computer, and then when you
What
got
happened to just having a big damn black box back in the day,
that-
right? I mean, what's
if it's not gonna end up killing it right there. I don't know if y'all can see that or not, but that's Alabama light to be able to get that going. And then I got a couple of hats back here. I don't know if y'all have ever seen it back on the broadcast or not, but
No, we never on
obviously,
camera.
you know, got Martin Truex Jr.
Yeah.
He signed that hat. I got a Ross Chastain hat. He signed that. And then I got Dale Jr., Chase Elliott. And then Lucas Oil, Late Model Dirt Series. I got 2 hats. Bunch of them were signed, and believe it or not, one of them is actually signed by the late great Scott Bloomquist, which
There
is
you
pretty
go.
cool. So I got both of those hats. I believe that gray one's the only one that's been signed by Scott Bloomquist. So pretty cool stuff. And then I got the Chevy truck deal up there, and then some pictures right here of me and Chase Elliott, Jimmy Johnson. Pretty much. All kinds of cool stuff.
Well,
in
I
here.
mean, I guess since everybody's doing their version of Nazareth Cribs, I guess I need to do mine. So come on, cameraman, come with me. All right, here we go. We're in this together. I got the light and the camera on here together. Look at this. Pay no attention to the man in front of the curtain. All right, so look at this here, everybody. So this is kind of like my setup. Alabama, Roll Tide. You know this, Jacob. You see this, right?
Yes.
Alabama, Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
You see that always. I have a kind of a small setup here tonight because I don't use the whole deal like the big races. But there's all of our equipment, our communications. There is my big TV monitor in front of me. Hey, everybody, wave hi. You can see yourselves now. And if you're wondering why I sound so silky smooth, there you see right there the work. Oh, the camera fell. There you see. There. Which way is it? Oh, there it goes.
Attaboy.
Hang on a minute. Let me fix my thing here, D. Look at this. Look at this. There's the board, guys. There's the board. And Dean, if you ever come to the Carolinas, Jacob, there it is right here. I got an extra headset for you hanging on the wall. So
I need
everybody
to get with
has.
you, Les.
Do what?
I said I need to get with you because I have a sound card I need to hook up.
There you go. Everybody has their own little version of MTV cribs or Nazareth cribs, and of course now you see my cribs. So
one more right here. One more.
yeah. Put my stuff back.
I don't know if y'all can see
go.
that right there,
There we
but
go.
there's
There we
the there's the
Right.
bassinet right there for David Dean.
He's
Right there,
coming.
so-
That's right.
Got it
That's
right here in the game room. So the bad part about it is that I don't want to lose the energy for the Nazareth audience.
Yes.
But if he ends up sleeping in here in the man cave, then I'm just gonna have to calm down or shut up or one or the other. I mean, I don't know which one yet, but
Put
We'll
the
see how it
baby. Put the baby in the. Well, I don't know. I was gonna say put the baby in the bathtub and like put on little lullaby music right there, right?
it's the baby in the bathtub. I'm not even gonna go there, but anyway.
I'm just kidding, everybody. Please, I'm just playing. Hey, listen. So we hope you've enjoyed this little 20-minute ghetto podcast of Nazareth. Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outland, Lucas Lyons, Jeffrey Johnson. Jeffrey, thanks for you joining us. Our technical difficulties hopefully are done. We're going to take a break. We got Atlanta coming up next. Stay with us.
Let's do it.
Are we going to break? I hope so. Are we going to break?
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
Welcome back to virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway, and we're ready to go with a start over of the DSR Electric Truck Series at Atlanta. Okay, I'm Wesley Outland, and we have a countdown going again. Jacob Reeves, hope everybody enjoyed that little podcast version. Dean, give me some sound, brother, in the background, and we're ready to go truck racing here coming up. Drivers on the racetrack, and let's do this again. Take number 2, Dean. We're going to try this over, Jacob.
See how this ends up working out. Is there you see Phil Pappas up here at the front. Stephen Page, I should say. Tears outside. Matt Cherry won last week at Auto Club. He's trying to get him some. Joey Stires up on the top side, and the Georgia boy, Adam Newbert, up here inside the top 5. But how long will it last for Phil Pappas up here at the front? Is Cherry trying to see if he can run him down?
I can see the whole field on the horizon. We start things over again. Remember, we go to lap 35. We'll stay green. Total 145. 5 sets of tires, 75% fuel capacity between 23 to 28 laps, and the field is back to 2 with Pappas in front.
Boy, I'm telling you right now, it's awesome to see the whole field. Look at that, the whole field coming off of turn number 2. Whoever sent in the replay, we got beef with you the first time around, not this one. But the first time around, Dean, not this one. But this one right here, absolutely beautiful. There you see Phil Pappas trying to hold off Matt Cherry. Cherry trying to go for 2 in a row. Stephen Page trying to get his first win. Pappas has got to win in Nazareth. He won, remember, Darlington last season here for the DSR Electric Truck Series. But here comes Matt Cherry on the outside.
Cherry outside, give it to Pappas on the bottom. Meanwhile, Page and Newbert right there stacked up with one another as they thunder their way back into the corner. Working off the corner. Remember, the first video showed the leaders being like Smith and Tribune and LaBeouf, and they were back in the top 10. The leader is Cherry. Like the NOS Energy colors, shades of what Kyle Busch used to drive. He hugs the high side here at Legacy Atlanta in 2. Here comes Pappas and Page off 2 as well.
Yeah, I mean, it damn near very close like you were talking about with Kyle Busch, 54. Obviously, the NOS Energy drink colors, just, I mean, spot on for something that you would see that Kyle Busch would run. Here you see Tim Hammond right here rolling in that 6th spot up on the outside lane. And we'll see how it ends up working out for him. There you see Bray LaBeouf trying to work his way around Joey Stires, who's going to be a daddy just like old redneck announcer. Good to see old Joey Stires out here rocking and rolling. He's got Luke Smith right behind him, but LaBeouf on that outside lane getting the pass. Remember what I was talking about, Wes? Outside lane, you can make passes, you can make runs, but the problem about it is that you will burn them tires off faster than you can even keep them on here. Here comes Stephen Page with Phil Pappas.
And here comes those leaders working their way back again around the racetrack. Put another lap on the board. They're back into the turn again with Cherry up in front. It is Cherry now up the outside. Pappas up on the top, Page to the bottom. Newbert will now watch all of this transpire and work as they work their way back around the corner going to 3.
And Page still down on the inside trying to see if he can roll with Pappas, maybe try to find a run. Newbert, Adam Newbert, the Georgia Bulldog boy, tried to get him some. I know Adam Newton's the Bulldog, but the Bulldog man here tonight could be Adam Newbert. Trying to get him some. Right behind Pappas, Cherry, Pappas, they're going to be up there in the middle lane. Newbert trying to go with them as well as Page going to try to roll in this middle lane. Page still trying to get it. He's going to get Pappas. Will he get Cherry? Pappas going to flip him. He's going to go from the top back down to the bottom. Pappas going for second.
We kind of have a driver analyst joining us. Not only is it Jeff Johnson the second, but also Lucas Lyons. Lucas, I bring you in here. You won Daytona. How different is Atlanta right now watching these guys from Monday night work around the track here off 2?
Man, it was totally different. You know, sometimes out of turn 2 and turn 4, you get a little bit loose or a little bit tight and either slide up or down the track into the wall. And especially if you're side by side with someone, it can be really, really difficult, especially around the bottom and you have someone to your outside. It was really, really hard to actually form up a run and get past the car to either your inside or outside. It was really, really hard to make passes there.
And Jeffrey, I see that you're kind of hanging back into the top 40 right now. Is that a strategy now with about 10 complete here for you? I think Jeffrey Johnson II has already left us. Thanks, Jeff, for joining us earlier. We do appreciate it. Lucas Lyons, though, staying here with us. So we're going to bump Jeffrey off the island. And We'll put Lucas here with us as driver analyst. If you want to hang with us, Lucas, you can. If not, it's all good. Right now, Cherry in the lead. Page, Newbert, Hammond, Pappas, top 5. Jacob, they're heading to you in 2.
And, big deal about this right here, though, Wes, is everybody kind of seems like they're obviously trying to get to that stage. Cofield trying to get him some Lumpkin. They almost went 3 wide. LaBeouf up top. Lumpkin in the middle. Cofield trying to find a way on the inside. See the Auburn colors? I don't love them, but anyway, that's beside the point. Everybody trying to get to that lap 35. Remember, Wes, we talked about it earlier. Got to get to about that 23 to 25, 28, give or take, fuel run that they're going to have to do. And they're going to have to save a set. We'll see how this ends up working out for some of these guys. But everybody kind of in save mode. Some of them may be in save mode. Some of them might be send it and just hope it sticks and try to find their way to the front.
It is Cherry in the lead. There you see on board now with Waynesboro, Pennsylvania, Luke Smith. Working now into the top 10. He's up now to 9th. Got around Cofield from Alabama. Meanwhile, Cherry in the lead. Page, Newbert, they're all single file. There's the battle for position. Some of the new bells and whistles leading up to next week's Nazareth 500 as they dive into 3 with the DOS Energy Machine in front.
I'll tell you right now, obviously all these graphics is absolutely beautiful. Try to get warmed up for the big one next Saturday. Nazareth 500 Great American Sim Race is going to be good, but Matt Cherry, he ain't worried about that Nazareth 500 just yet. He's out here trying to get him some here in Atlanta. Stephen Page running in second. Adam Newbert, obviously from Toccoa, Georgia, trying to get him some. He's in third. Timmy Hammond, how about old Tim Hammond? Up there with the Fisher-Price steering wheel running in the 4th spot. And Phil Pappas rocking back there and fence started on the pole. Kerry Tribune above the top 7 as the top 7 literally single file for the moment right here at lap 13. And folks, if you remember when you joined us earlier, this was right about the time that we had that very first caution. We'll see what exactly happened, I guess, here in a little bit. But right now, Cherry still leads.
Hit that subscribe and like, especially as we narrow in to the Nazareth 500. The only way to listen or to watch the Nazareth 500 will be on the Nazareth 360 Racing Network beginning next Monday night. We'll have details leading up to that here as right now, Brady LaBeouf, a little wiggle there. Here comes Haney down to the inside. That's the battle for 8th and 9th. Smith watches on as he's now going to roll after Cofield and Tribune too.
We'll see how this ends up working as Cofield. LaBeouf, big send on the outside, trying to find his way, and here was the caution as everybody starts backing her down.
Truck number 45 in trouble, way off the pace on the front straightaway. The man in the 45th position is wrecked. It is Stephen Gregory. Stephen Gregory, a host of other trucks involved. Remember, this is a delayed replay. Here's an archive of what happened, and look at what happened to the man and more in the 61 to put us under the caution. Here's the stack up. It's more than just Gregory. Coming off 4 here, Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, big old stack up right here. There you see it right there with Gregory. I believe that's Tyler Goodwin in the 13, I believe it is. And then, oh, no, not the Spice Man. I believe that is the Spice Man. No, Jason Morales.
It's Morales.
See the one right there. Jason Morales ends up going around. And Morales was just trying to get on the brakes. But big thing about this, wow, up the road. Colton Hogan in the 21 gets up into the fence. Goodwin tries to get out of the gas. He gets into the fence. Gregory's got nowhere to go. Jason Morales has got nowhere to go. They all stack in. They all pile in. Joshua Suss back there in the 80. Oh, baby. Oh, boy. Oh, I'm tired. But that is normal here.
Lucas Lyons is our driver analyst here on this Atlanta Monday special here now on this Thursday night. Lucas, what is worse, Daytona Super Speedway and a wreck happens, or somewhere here like Atlanta and like you see just so many trucks from one wreck spinning and everyone else just scatters from there getting caught up in it?
Honestly, I feel like it's a lot worse having wrecks at Atlanta just because it's just like at Daytona. For me personally, I feel like I always have a spot to go, but like at Atlanta, if you hit the brakes just a little too hard, with how I set up my brake bias and everything, it just steps the rear end out, and I actually had a pretty good view of this wreck, and it just looked like the 21 got tight, which made the 13 tight, and they got in the wall, and an accordion effect happened. And once that happens and people start going down the track, it just kind of blocked the track for everyone else behind them.
Well, Dean Hopton, according to our driver analyst, Lucas Lyons, he said he had a bird's eye view of what happened. I think he's in truck number 20. He's in the 20th position in the 53. Let's see what it was like for Lucas Lyons. And Luke, give us a little play-by-play. What's going on in your version here as we're about to rewind, and you tell us what it looks like on board.
Honestly, I don't know. I just think with a little bit of laps.
Yeah, you need to rewind a little bit more here. Let's go back and rewind a little bit more.
All right, go. Keep going. It's in 3 and 4.
You got about a lap ahead of it, I think.
Yeah, he's a lap behind it now.
And Luke, honestly, tell us how you really feel. Don't hide your feelings. Tell us how you really feel about the whole wreck.
It's lap 15. Lap 15. We're on a lap 11.
Yeah, you're going to rewind. You're going to rewind big time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need to stop this and start over, Dean. You're way behind, brother.
Lord.
Lap 15. Yep. But it might have one more lap, but it's fine. I just think let's
fill our downtime, Lucas, if you don't mind, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, first off, I want to apologize to Jake because I was the one that sent in the replay, the first one. So, my bad, Jake.
It's your fault.
Hey, it was my fault. But, it just looked like the 21 just sent it a little bit too hard, and with the old tires and everything, went up the track, got the 13 tight, 13 got in the wall, and 61 had nowhere to go. That's just my take on it. I mean, I just kind of think it's like a racing deal, just because of the tires and everything and how abrasive this track is.
Hey, you said you had a bird's eye view. I mean, you had a rear camera view of what happened.
Yeah.
Oh. Lucas Lyons, Daytona winner. By the way, that was his first ever NASRA win a couple of weeks ago with the Monday NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. We're now in Atlanta. Remember, this race was from Monday night. Lucas, don't tell us anything. We're taking a break. We're back with more. Stay with us after these words. Back here in Atlanta, pit stops going on, and this totally throws that first scenario of pit stops out the window for possibly green flag. Jacob Reeves.
Yeah, I mean, that's like I said, this is going to be interesting to see what these guys do. I was talking about earlier on, which actually I think everybody looked like they kind of shot down pit road right here, just got fuel and just left right there because everybody coming off at the same time, couple of guys back there in the back just jumping in, and they're going to end up gassing up. But I think a lot of guys right there, Wes, a lot of them wanting to save that set of tires, that extra set, to be able to make it right there in that final stage. I think a lot of them just took gas, and they're going to gas up and carry on.
It is the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. By the way, pardon the pun, it's not an electric series. Somebody asked that question earlier. They felt like they got, shunned upon. It's not an electric series. It is a sponsor, DSR Electric. All of your electrical needs, let our buddy take care of you. It's the Glass Mechanic 225. I'm Wesley Outland. You saw what I looked like earlier. Jacob Reeves, that's what he looks like on a still shot. And Lucas Lyons joins us, Daytona winner. Right now, just kind of popped in, covered our little, NASRA podcast segment, if you will, for downtime, and he ate left. Lucas, you might have a job as a color analyst. What do you think?
I mean, I'll take it. I've always wanted to try broadcasting, so I was like,
don't go nowhere.
Yeah, I was like, maybe if I stay around, I might get a little bit of broadcasting time. So
there you go.
might as well try it and see if I like it. You know.
Watch it now, son. Don't be trying to come after our jobs now. What are you trying to do now?
Hey,
Of course, as everybody knows, this is the final broadcast for NASRA leading up to the Great American Sim Race presented by the Glass Mechanic, the NASRA 500. You need to get signed up if you've not done so. We had a production meeting with all of our staff, Cody, Brady, ourselves, Dean, earlier this evening before we came on the air. And I will tell you, we are excited. We are pumped. There are sponsors, there are contingencies, and $2,000 going to the winner, guaranteed. That's not counting what else goes to the field. But right now, it's time to come back to the Geico Restart Zone and go to it again at Atlanta, halfway home in stage one. We're back under gray. Oh, Brady LaBeouf shot out of the line, pushed to the bottom of the grass. Something amiss, and they're stacking and crashing behind them. Trouble, Lumpkin, LaBeouf, and other trucks on the front straightaway.
And honestly, Wes, this was something that I was talking about earlier on, talking about this quad oval. But really, I think a lot of it's got to do with those guys that did not take tires, which, hell, it's literally the whole field did not take tires right there. It's everybody on those old tires trying to gas up right here on this restart. You see right here, LaBeouf. Oh, wow, a little bit of a stack up right there. It was Timmy Hammond, I think it was, in the 69. That's what it looked like. Hammond kind of,
man, oh man,
gets on the throttle, kind of loses it, and then after that, everybody else does the same exact thing. It's these old tires. That's how bad Atlanta will beat these tires, literally to death. You see Hammond right here in front of him. Hammond kind of spins them a little bit there. You saw it right there, just a little bit of wiggle. It got LaBeouf, obviously the Season 2 champion, to just kind of gas up, go the wrong way, and then all hell ends up breaking loose. Hammond gets away, but everybody else ends up getting involved right there.
Other drivers involved include Brady LaBeouf, Raul Meza. Obviously, we saw some other drivers collected. Hammond. Look at this right here. Some more drivers working off the corner. And Lucas, here you go, man. Here again. You know where to go, right? It bottlenecks the field. It's an accordion effect on the restart like this. Look at that. Lumpkin involved.
Yeah, especially if multiple people spin tires in front of you and they're going every which way. It just, like I said, it just kind of blocked the track, and when you try to get out of it, it sends the truck another way.
What heartbreak for those drivers caught up in it. Again, another multi-truck kerfluffle, if you will, on the front straightaway. And another host of trucks caught up in it. Now, if you're guys like Brady LaBeouf and others that might not have used the opportunity to pit, I'm thinking, Dean, Jacob, you're coming down pit road now, aren't you?
I'm not 100% on that. We'll see how that ends up working out. Obviously, we'll see what happens right here with some of these guys. Some of them may go down for tires, but I will ask you on this, Lucas, and I know about this. I've talked about this. I talked about it a while ago. Just how bad, just how the throttle management is right here on these restarts with old tires. And they're heated up and everything else, old worn out surface, greasy, all that good stuff, literally that greasy. As you see everybody going down pit road right here. We'll see what happens right here with LaBeouf. You got Raul Meza up there. We'll see what they do. Do they elect to go down and get tires? We'll see how this ends up working out. But Lucas, while these guys are doing this, we'll see what they do. Yes, they are going to elect. Nope. No. He just drove right through it. He said, nope. Y'all go ahead, get back over there and get the bear ready for the end of it. He just gassed up and he just carried on. But Lucas, how hard is it right here on these restarts here at Atlanta to not just put it on the floor and just gas it up and carry on? How hard is it right here on these restarts on old tires?
It's actually pretty hard. You have to be pretty disciplined. I know you all say it a lot to not crack that egg underneath that gas pedal and just spin the tires. I feel like doing restarts here is a lot harder than doing restarts on old tires at a short track, just because of how greasy and rough the track can be, and how 10 laps here feels like 30 laps at a different track with tire wear and stuff like that. I mean, if you take care of your tires throughout the run, and you do a restart on old tires, you'll probably be a little bit better off. But, you just never know when that caution is going to come out. So you got to do what you got to do during green flag. But you also have to do what you have to do under yellow flag to be there.
There you go. Matt Cherry, Scottsville, Kentucky. By the way, you're looking at some of the awesome graphics of where we are, and we're actually going to go into fast forward in the lyrics of Jason Aldean, or Kenny Chesney. I'm sorry, Kenny Chesney. I'm living in fast forward. So we're going to go in a little click mode, if you will, and we're going to get ready to go for the restart. Cherry is in the lead, followed by Adam Newbert, Jonathan Cofield, Stephen Page, Kerry Tribune, Phil Pappas, Luke Smith, Keith Haney, Joey Stiers, Bo Tiffany. We're about to talk 100 miles an hour, Jacob, as we're getting ready to try to come back for a restart here.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. You brought up Jason Aldean right there. I thought you might end up wanting to go with flyover states, probably just how fast they were flying right there to get back to it, or possibly what was the other song? Take a little ride. Just take a little ride. At about 200 miles an hour right there. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Take a little ride about 200 miles an hour right there on the pace laps, just get back to the line, but. We'll see how this works out. A couple of them took tires, some of them didn't. Old greasy surface. We'll see how this restart works out.
Not done yet here in Atlanta. We're back underway. The last mechanic, 225, and less than 10 laps to go. Over 10 laps to go, actually, in stage number 1. And again, we're going to go to lap 35. Look at them working the back straightaway. Cherry launches like a rocket out of a cannon. Cofield, Newbert now to the inside. That's Kerry Tribune and Stephen Page right there, door to door, working off of turn number 4 as they come to the line.
And look at that right there on the bottom right. You saw it right there. Cofield up 14 spots from where he started the race. Last pitted on lap 15, obviously for gas, and probably didn't take tires, at least from what we understand. Currently sitting in the second position. Matt Cherry up here still got the lead. The Georgia boy Cofield, or Newbert, I should say, up on the top side. Got a little SEC rivalry right here, Wes. I know we love this right here. Georgia, Bama, at Atlanta, and big slide back there. Was that Timmy Hebbett? I believe it was. Big slide. No, that was Pappas. Sliding around back there in the 88 right in front of Keith Haney. And I don't know how the hell he saved it, but he did. But Newbert, Cofield running down Cherry off of turn 2.
Believe it or not, it's an SEC battle right there. Kentucky's Cherry, Newbert for the Georgia for the Bulldogs, and then you got Alabama's Auburn Tiger, Cofield, right there with one another. Working off turn 4, coming down to the line. Look at that big gaggle of traffic. There is a logjam session right behind the top 3 as that conveyor belt goes single file. Not for long. Cofield on the inside of the inaugural champion as they go in 2.
And Cofield's here trying to make it stick, but Newbert's able to get that run coming off of the quarter, and that's exactly what you see. Yeah, it doesn't hurt that he gets a little bit of draft right there off Matt Cherry. He's going to try to slide right up there on the tailgate. Right behind him, you got Page, you got Pappas, you got Haney, you got Tribune, you got them all filing out through there. Luke Smith up there, outside pole winner at Daytona, really making a name for himself here in the DSR Electric Truck Series. He's up here. Bo Tiffany, Stephen Thomas in the 44 up here as well. A lot of big names up here at the front, making it work. As the 67, Keith Haney trying to roll on this outside. He's trying to get the draft off Phil Pappas.
Lucas Lyons, our driver analyst, joining us up here in the booth from Monday night's race here on this Thursday evening in Atlanta. I see you're back in the top 30, Lucas. Is that strategy right now, watching what you're doing here at lap 26?
Yeah, on that restart, I kind of just wanted to drop back and just kind of ride. I'm just trying to save tires because I know stage 2 is going to continue under green at the end of stage 1. So I'm just trying to save tires. We only get about 20 to 24 if you push it laps of fuel. So I was kind of trying to work on the long run. I know that's something I really needed to work on. So I'm trying to implement it here at Atlanta, and hopefully we'll see what happens with it.
Dean, can we make SDK be the numbers instead of the starting positions? Cherry up in front. He leads the way off of 2. Cofield down to 2nd. Newbert 3rd. thundering down the back straightaway. Everybody all on the track now. We had some technical issues, but because we are NASRA and we pride ourselves on putting out a stellar broadcast, we hit the reset button, had a little comedy for a half hour just to entertain you, to advertise the NASRA 500, and to set the stage for this awesome event as Cofield and Cherry go for the lead in 2.
Yeah, that is awesome stuff. I mean, you literally get it all here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. You get comedy, and you get great racing, and you get to see my man cave. Hopefully, each and every one of you love that.
Yeah.
Cofield down to the inside. Cherry up top. Newbert right behind him, just waiting on one of them to screw up. But Cherry saw that run, saw Cofield trying to go for it. He puts the power down. He tries to get it. He's going to get it. 5 to go, 6 to go, actually, at the line. And remember, Wes, no caution. They're going to have to keep it green unless something happens here in the next 3 to 5 laps. They're going to go green right here through the end of stage 1.
Lucas, how are these trucks acting right now as we're approaching about 5 laps to go here in stage 1, and knowing that you are going to go into a green flag for Glass Mechanic stage 2?
You know, the tires are starting to really, really wear here. If you've been pushing, your tires are almost gone, and tires are hot. You're sliding up the track, getting tight underneath cars. As you see Cofield going underneath Matt Cherry, still duking it out. And you just have to do what you have to just hold your line. It's starting to get really, really tough to even do that.
And I will say this much as well, as we are watching them come to the line. Cherry, lap 30, under 31 now, under 5 to go, 4 remaining. Cherry, Cofield, Newbert, Pappas, and Haney, all these guys up in at least the top 25 or more have at least pitted one time. Now, everyone else on back is pitted because obviously they were caught up in accidents. But obviously, Dean, we're watching them, Jacob, work into the corner, single file, as we watch Matt Cherry holding on to the lead. But for how long, Jacob Reeves? Because Cofield, Newbert, they're ready to pounce on him, and he got a really strong truck there as they go back to 1.
Well, I mean, honestly, Cofield's really being a nuisance right now to Cherry, and Cherry's kind of been literally riding high. I mean, think about it. First NASRA win last week at Auto Club. I mean, literally, he's riding that momentum, Wes. You know, I talked about numerous times about riding that momentum, and he's trying to ride it here at Atlanta, but Cofield's trying to be that nuisance and get him a win and lock himself into the playoffs. You got the Georgia boy Newbert right behind him. I get them mixed up. I'm sure Cofield's probably going to listen to this back, and he's going to be like, really? I'm not from Georgia, I'm from Bama. But Cofield has looked down to the inside numerous times. 2 to go. Newbert's laying back. He's back there. Pappas is back there. Cherry trying to get him stage 1 and just add on to what he did last week at Auto Club. Looks like he may be able to pull off unless Cofield does something crazy right here on this last lap.
And here they come to the line. Actually, this will be final time around here in stage 1. But remember, we will stay green flag unless a natural caution comes out on its own. Meanwhile, stage points up for grabs. Cherry to the outside, Cofield on the bottom, and George's Newbert right there as well. Top 10 getting points. They work into 3. Cherry now into the shadows here in Atlanta in 3. Now back into the sunlight. Newbert's truck looks like in the back end wants to get sideways as they get loose coming through the dog leg. Down to the line. Stage 1. Give it to Matt Cherry. And ladies and gentlemen, we now move into Glass Mechanic stage 2 here at Atlanta. They're back for speed in turn 2.
And how about that? The stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic, also the title sponsor for the NASRA 500, or presented by Glass Mechanic for the NASRA 500. It's going to be pretty cool right there for all those guys. We'll see how it ends up working out for them. As here we go, Cofield trying to look to the outside, trying to see if he can make it stick. Cherry trying to hold him off. They're racing like it's the last lap right here, West, but they've already started stage 2 as Cofield sends it on the inside. Lap traffic up ahead. Cofield, Cherry going at it here in Atlanta.
A lot of lap traffic down the back straightaway. Welcome to coverage stage 2 of NASRA. This race was on Monday night It is being aired this Thursday evening. This is your final broadcast before the road to the Great American Sim Race begins next Monday. The NASRA 500. Jacob Reeves, Wesley Outland. Driver analyst is Lucas Lyons. Lucas, what are you looking to do here in Stage 2 here in Atlanta?
Well, I think I'm going to try to do what everyone else is going to try to do. I'm going to try to get up front, and hopefully the tires are still going underneath me, and I know on that first pit stop only took fuel to try to see what I could do with the tires later on. But, you know, I'm just going to do what I'm going to do, and we'll see what happens. I don't want to spill my secrets yet for the broadcast on how I drive for this track. But one thing I have noticed is Coalfield has been sticking to the bottom, and I think he's trying to save tires here, and Cherry's just using the momentum off that high line and, you know, kind of holding off Coalfield, and here comes Coalfield to the top.
Yeah, Coalfield trying to work that top side, trying to get that run. Lucas, that's like I was talking about earlier. Run the bottom side, save the tires, go up top, try to get the run, Wes. That's what I was talking about earlier. He tried to scare Cherry right there and maybe think, hey, I may have a shot up on the top side. It kind of threw him off. Coalfield to the inside. He may get the lead. Cherry had enough of him with him. He's going to take the lead. Coalfield to second. Cherry to second. Or Coalfield to the lead. Cherry to second. Now Newbert trying to go for second and 3.
What a move right there. Staying
Pit
in
stops.
that position as we're starting to also see now green flag pit stops. Matt Cherry is on pit road. Remember, green flag pit stops because they can only go between 23 to 28 laps. And Lucas, are you really pushing your truck if you try to go to 28 to 30 laps on a tank of fuel here?
You'll be out of gas. It's more like 20 to 25, honestly.
Oh wow!
If I remember right, yeah, they really limited how much fuel we have as we see someone else go down pit road. And if you run the bottom, you could probably try to save to get that extra 24th lap, but it'd be really difficult to even get that 24th lap.
Lucas, real quick question. I mean, you know, obviously, you know, NASRA throws a lot of crazy curveballs the way that you're seeing right here. Whoa, baby, Keith Haney to the outside of Pappas. They're battling it out, trying to go for that 4th spot. But, I mean, these crazy things that you see right here with NASRA trying to do some crazy stuff. As we see a lot of guys going down pit road, do you love this kind of strategy that NASRA puts on each and every week?
Oh, yeah, because there's definitely 2 strategies you can do here. There's one where you don't take tires on this pit stop and save it for a late race caution, or you go ahead and use that set here and then just try to drive through the field because this track eats tires and just kind of pray it goes green the rest of the way.
Want to remind you, check out the new NASRA website on the road to the NASRA 500. It is North American Sim Racing Association.com. The words all spelled out, links to broadcasts. You can shop online for some of our awesome NASRA apparel, get details on sponsors, upcoming events, and so much more. NASRA, the North American Sim Racing Association.com. Pit stops are going on. We're going to go side by side. We stay with you, though. Glass Mechanic, stage number 2. Thomas was in the lead. And now Lucas Lyons, believe it or not, you're going to be the new leader coming off 4.
I'll tell you right now. Well, I don't know.
He's coming down pit road.
I think that was Coalfield. I think he had already made his pit stop shot down. There you see Premier Racing Setups. You need one. You know where to go. PremierRacingSetups.com. Enter one of 2 codes. Either one. NASRA, N-A-S-R-A, or Jake57. Get 15% off your entire order. Also, 15% gets kicked back to those respective brands. And Wesley, I say it each and every week. You want the setups, the redneck announcer races? Go check them out. PremierRacingSetups.com is, whoa, boy, Raul Meza sliding in there, going into the pits right behind Roger Diebold.
Drivers on pit road. Pit stops are happening here, and with under 100 laps to go, we got trucks all the way to the bottom of the apron. trying to get to the blend line to get back on the racetrack, and then you got him up trying to get up to speed. Lucas, you're one of them on the bottom of the track right now.
Yeah, I just came out pit road, and like I said about the strategy, I know my strategy here. I went ahead and took a set. I know a few other people who also took a set, and I know some who did take a set. So, yeah.
Driver Jeffrey Johnson is out of fuel. Remember what we talked about, possibly pushing your truck to the limit. He's able, though, Jacob, to somehow make it onto pit lane, but he was out of fuel. He was coasting on the pit lane.
Yeah, I mean, he timed that absolutely, literally perfect. But the problem is, running out of gas, everybody else at full throttle, they're going to make up time on you. But him running as long as he did, he's going to be able to have a little bit of a tire advantage over the rest of these guys. We'll see how it works out as you see Cherry go back to the lead for now. Cofield about a second back. Newbert back here battling with Luke Smith. And how about Luke Smith? We talked about him earlier on. Obviously had a great run at Daytona. Now he's up here trying to get him some here at Atlanta. I talked about Lucas Lyons last week when he wanted Auto Club West, to be one of those guys to really watch out for here in the DSR Electric Truck Series. You better watch out for Luke Smith. He shots around Cofield. Cofield might have saved him a set right here. Luke Smith a second. Now Newbert's going to go to third. Here comes Kerry Tribune to the outside. He's going to go around Cofield. Cofield might have saved him a set.
Cofield, dirt tracks it, if you will, coming off of turn 4 into the dog leg. Everybody just thunders by the Alabama driver. That's Phil Pappas, actually. Other drivers now going after him. There's Taylor Peacock. Peacock going after Cofield easily down on the inside. And while this goes on, we're heading towards lap number 50 of 75 of stage number 2. Remember, this race will go caution at the end of Glass Mechanics stage 2, and then the run to the finish. Lucas, how's your truck feeling right now? What do you feel like you're at in this race, watching it now for all these guys? Because again, green flag pit stops we just saw happen in sequence.
My truck feels great. I'm running 18th. I just took a set of tires, and it's like I said earlier, the people who didn't take tires, I talked to Cofield after the race, and he was one of the people that actually saved him a set, and here I am passing the 98 who also saved himself a set. But I'm just trying to save tires, constantly run the bottom, and later on we'll see how it plays out. But how I viewed it is just like,
whoa,
that's a big gaggle of trucks right there. Going 3 wide. In the middle, you have Cole Larson. You got Andrew Harris on the bottom. Stephen Page. Oh, door banging. Talk about a door banging download right there.
My goodness. I guess you're just what I needed. Look at this. White and the monkey in the middle. Hold on to it. Larson up high. Clearing by is going to be, I believe, Thomas up ahead, or actually that is Stephen Thomas. Page Parks now watches along in the truck wagon now, Jacob, as they thunder off too.
Yeah, I mean, this is right here. This is the meat and the sandwich right here with these guys back here battling it out. Most of them took a set, at least from what it looked like. Cofield did not. That's why you see him dropping back a lot. As you're riding on board right here with Andrew Harris, a Championship 6 driver from last season. Stephen Thomas right up on the tailgate, right up under the rear spoiler of Harris. Maybe trying to get him loose, shoot him up the hill, and try to get that spot. I mean, every position matters, Wes. Each and every way that you can. Obviously, right there from Elkview, West Virginia. Awesome graphics by our producer, Dean Hopton, as you was talking about, Wes, getting ready for the Nazareth 500 next weekend. Stephen Thomas up 13 spots from where he started. As we're sliding up here, seeing a little battle right here. Keith Haiti to the inside of Kerry Tribune.
And there's some of these graphics, some of these bells and whistles, if you will, leading up to next Monday night into the Saturday event. Kerry Smith fight for the lead. Here comes Smith down low. Plenty of room given by the 54, the 27. Digging in on the bottom. They're going to be stride for stride. at the line, side by side as they cross the line. Cherry with the momentum. Smith's going to battle back, though. Jacob into one.
Yeah, and our producer's really wanting a little bit of door banging right there at the quad oval, but does not look like it's going to happen as of right now. Very, very clean racing. Everybody trying to give each and every driver room as much as they can. It's Cherry. Looks like he's going to keep it up on the top side. He ain't got no other choice. Smith down to the bottom. Cherry trying to see if he can get the run. Battle for the lead is on. Smith, Cherry at Atlanta. Smith wanting to get it. Cherry trying to hold on. He's trying to hold on to the lead. He's not going to be able to do it. Luke Smith to the lead here in Atlanta.
The Pride out of Waynesboro, Pennsylvania from the Keystone State started this race in ninth. Now up to the lead, up 8 spots. And Lucas, I got a feeling this is kind of like the calm period of the race. Am I right here? I mean, things definitely calmed down after those green flag pit stops took place.
Yeah, it definitely did. I feel like everyone's kind of in their own little zone now, just trying to hit their marks, trying to get around the other trucks, which sometimes that's honestly pretty hard to do here. Like I said earlier, especially if you're running on the bottom and someone is on the same tires as you at the top. I experienced it in practice. I experienced it in the race. It's really hard to build a momentum. They can just get you tight with air, and you lose all the momentum you get out of the corner, and you got to work the next 3 or 4 laps to build that momentum back up to try to get back around them.
And the most important thing of all is to get to stage number 3, because you know the caution will be coming out at the end of Glass Mechanics Stage 2. Here's the Bulldog, Adam Newton, the man out of Clarksville, Virginia. Started this race in 27th. He's up to 6th, up 21 spots. Jacob, he's got a pretty good solid night for him in the top 10 currently.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good night right there for Adam Newton. Obviously, one of the NASRA regulars. Hopefully, he will be. I actually heard that Adam Newton will be one of those drivers racing, or at least attempting to try to get into the NASRA 500 next week. There you see Justin White from Scotland. Obviously, I believe that is Scotland, Alabama, if I'm not mistaken.
He's from North Carolina, guys. Justin
North
White's
Carolina.
From North Carolina.
Justin White's got it all mixed up. Then maybe he needs to fix his hometown. But how about Cole Larson to the outside in the number 20? He's trying to get it done as we actually see Matt Cherry jumping back down pit road right here. Lucas, this is one of those things right here. I mean, what do you think about Matt Cherry right here? Because obviously that whole 23 laps, give or take from what I was understanding by Adam Newton, that 23 laps on fuel, is this scheduled right here with Cherry doing this?
Yeah, that's 100% scheduled. I want to say he came down on lap maybe 39, 40. So I'm pretty sure that's a scheduled stop, and I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry that I'm tripping over my words here. Everyone else has one more pit stop in this stage here.
And by the way, Matt Cherry off the pace. Justin White is from Scotland, Tennessee, just outside of Athens, Tennessee, for the driver of the number 2 Cops machine. By the way, don't forget about Concerns of Police Survivors. They're back for another year as a sponsor. Season 10 of the Cop Series, Jacob Reeves, will be on Valentine's Day, the Day of Love, Friday, February 14th, the Clash at Daytona.
Absolutely, that'll be awesome as we got a
racetrack. We got a spinner.
The 19 of Adam Newton spins off pit road.
It's Adam Newton, guys, who I just was talking about. Adam Newton spinning, but I think we're still green. No caution yet.
Stayed off the racing surface.
Adam Newton actually keeps it down there on the bottom of the racetrack. It's a good deal for Adam Newton. Keep it down there. He comes off pit road, and Lucas, we'll bring you in, obviously, as their driver analyst. I mean, this is kind of rough right here, getting off pit road. I've done this numerous times. I mean, it just seems like, you want to get on that throttle. You want to gas it up, but it looks like maybe Adam didn't take tires right there. And obviously, those old, greasy tires, you just step on the throttle just a little bit too much, and the back end just comes around.
Or he took new tires, and they're cold, right, Lucas?
Yeah, it could be either one of those situations. Especially here, you have to be really disciplined on that apron. It gets really, really slick down there with all the marbles and everything, and how greasy the track is. If you crack that egg, you're definitely going around. I guess Adam cracked that egg, because you see more as you see more drivers coming off pit road.
Might get that panded.
Drivers coming down pit lane. Here comes Lucas Lyons on pit road. Lucas on pit road. It looks like it's a stop and go. It looks like it's gas and go there for fuel. Is that what you were doing? Just taking on fuel?
No, it might be. It might not. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm pretty sure I'll take tires here also, to try to gain as many spots as I can here until the stage is over.
Whenever
Still got 10
now.
laps to go. Yeah, I'm going back to the track. I'm about to get up to speed and see if I can't make more spots.
Luke Smith, by the way, still the leader of the Pennsylvania driver. Got to his inside, Tom Lester. By the way, that's Tom Lester in the 6. Used to be Fred Lester. Fred said, Wesley, everybody knows me as Tom. So we're going to call him Tom Lester as well. Down on the inside. He now works off the corner. Here they come, working back into the turn. And up high, Steyer inside, Haney. Haney trying to go after Smith for the lead. Peacock nowhere in sight for third. There's Team DSR right behind them as they work their way down the back straightaway. Jacob under 10 to go now when they come to the line for stage 2, presented by Glass Mechanic at the Glass Mechanic 225 in Atlanta.
We'll see if any of those drivers do elect to go down pit road. There you see Adam Newbert going down pit road. Brady LaBeouf coming down there. You saw the fuel man right there putting some fuel in it just to make enough fuel to be able to make it all the way to the end of stage number 2. Like you said, presented by the Glass Mechanic, but Luke Smith still has the lead as of right now. Keith Haney back there trying to get the draft going down this long back straightaway here in Atlanta. Remember, folks, this is the legacy version. If you haven't already noticed, it's not repaved and it's not narrow, just like the regular Atlanta that you see here today. And Keith Haney up 16 spots, started 18th. He's up here in second. Boy, I'm telling you right now, he's trying to see if he can get this stage 2 win, but he's got to go through Luke Smith as you see Stephen Thomas on pit road.
More green flag pit stops happening. Jeffrey Johnson. Oh, we got a rocket entering on pit road. The 21, Colton Hogan turned around. His Toyota pulls up in front of Cofield. Others are spinning. The 83, the 13 going around.
Van Rada ends up going around, but he's able to save it. As Tyler
Goodwin goes around also.
Went in there as well. And check this out. Drag race right here between Luke Smith and Keith Haney. Both these guys was battling for the lead. They were drag racing going down pit road. Haney able to hit his pit box. Now Luke Smith hits his pit box. Taylor Peacock back there, they're going to hit their pit box, as well as more drivers going down for what I would assume just fuel only, but some of them may end up taking tires. I'm not 100% why they would take tires this close to the end of stage 2, but Haney able to get the gas and go and take off and get in front of Luke Smith.
Lucas, I got to ask you this question. You're joining us as a driver analyst. We're seeing guys, Gregory now wrecking entering pit road. We're seeing at least 4 or 5 trucks spinning out. How hard is it entering on pit lane here in Atlanta, especially under green flag conditions?
Under green flag, it is hard, man. That's one of the few things I practice here for sure, because if you spin coming down pit road, you're not only going to lose time on pit road, you're going to lose time to people already up to speed on track. So that's one thing I am 100% going to practice in the practice before the race to make sure you don't lock up the brakes or anything like a few drivers have. Make sure your brake bias is set right. And it's just the marbles can also get stuck to your tires and stuff like that. So you got to make sure you take the clean line going in.
Coming down to the line, it'll be lap number 68 now on the board. That's Diebold now, the Monrovia driver, leading the way in that number 14. Haney now to second, Smith to third. They're about a second back. Peacock back about 2 seconds to the leaders. And there's that big gaggle of traffic behind him. Storm brewing again between Newbert, Lester, Cherry, Thomas. All this happening now as it is, again, right now, Roger Diebold closing in on under 5 remaining now. 5 to go. Diebold in the lead up ahead. That's Haney in second, Jacob, as they go into turn 1.
Luke Smith actually way back there, about a half a second, give or take, behind Keith Haney. Peacock about give or take a half a second behind Luke Smith, so everybody kind of spread out as of right now. There you see Van Rada, who spun, going on pit road. Luke Smith trying to find a way around Van Rada. Diebold still has the lead, but looks like Diebold is going to elect to go down pit road. So Keith Haney, who was able to beat Luke Smith off of pit road, he will assume the lead. Smith goes to second. Peacock goes to third. Newber Cherry the top 5 as we have 4 to go here in stage number 2.
And now Keith Haney's Ford will now climb to the lead. Starting in the 18th spot, up 17 positions to the lead when it counts the most. Stage points on the line. And Lucas Lyons, you got a good run right now in the top 5. You got to be happy with it. Actually, you're in 6th on the track as we watch Luke Smith come to the line with 4 to go.
As we have a caution out on the track right now.
There is a caution.
Andrew Harris, I'm pretty sure.
Caution out.
He's in 20th. Yep.
Harris, 87. No, I'm sorry. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Oh, yeah. Wow.
Look at this. Andrew Harris in the 87. Watch this. Man.
And it honestly, Wesley, it kind of looks like Justin White might have got loose right here just a little bit. Now Harris might have actually got him in the left rear. I thought Justin White might have got loose, but Harris looks like he kind of comes down and then comes back up. Barely, just barely taps Justin White. Sends him loose. He ends up getting up into Cole Larson. Cole Larson gets involved. Harris ends up going around, and then right there, Chad Ross trying to lock it down, baby. Lock that bad boy down. Chad Ross able to miss a wreck right there. How about that for the 38 of Chad Ross? But Harris and Larson, unfortunately, both of them get involved.
Did you see how lucky Adam Newton was when he came down the banking right there after that driver spun? Luckily, he missed him. Boy, as they were coming down the racetrack. Watch right here. Here's the contact. Here's, oh boy, Harris all into the back end of White and then into Larson. They make contact. Did Larson come down on the 20 and then the 20 shot, or the 87 shot back up into the 20 again? I'm not sure, but boy, oh boy, and then Harris came down, and look at how lucky Adam Newton was, guys. That's what I was just going to say, Lucas, how close that was. What is that like as a driver when you got trucks spinning all over the place? And you just got to hold on for dear life as Conezilla is coming out again.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty scary. You know, it can definitely be a Code Brown moment right there. I just think Andrew Harris.
Code Brown moment.
yeah. I just think Harris thought White was going to be a little bit closer to the wall. Thought he was clear. I think the 971 was to White's outside. I think we might do a one-lap dash. I'm not too. I really can't remember what we do here, but no, it is stage. It is stage. So that will be the stage there.
Yeah, this is the stage, guys. We don't have enough time to make up the lap, so this will be stage number 2. It will be Keith Haney, man. If I'm keeping track, I think this is probably his first ever stage win of the NASCAR Truck Series. And here comes everybody on pit road. It is about to be a flurry of virtual activity. And we're taking a break to stage 3 at the Glass Mechanic 225 in Atlanta. This was the conclusion of Glass Mechanic Stage 2 as well. We're back in just a moment.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
2 stages down. We're working stage number 3 into the 11 o'clock Eastern hour. Welcome back to coverage of the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series race from Monday night. It's the Glass Mechanic 225. I'm Wesley Outland, Jacob Reeves alongside driver. Guest is Lucas Lyons. Biggles Dean Hopton is punching the buttons now in 2K. Looking forward to the Great American Sim Race, the NASRA 500. Jacob, can you believe it, my friend? It is in countdown mode. Literally, it begins in less than 3 days. It starts next Monday. Wow.
Yeah, buddy, I'm telling you right now, I mean, I'm absolutely pumped for the NASRA 500. It's going to be an absolute banger of an event. Obviously, there you see all the details, all that good stuff, all the way from obviously February 3rd all the way to the 8th. Mark your calendars. If you can't race in it, make sure that you can watch it live here on the NASRA 360 Racing Network. All the qualifiers, the LCQs, the duels, the feature, all that. Over 100 has already signed up. I talked about it earlier. Over, give or take around 200 people have signed up for this great race. And hopefully, Wesley, we can do this again next year. I really hope that the NASRA 500 will continue for years on out, baby, because I'm telling you right now, this right here, this is going to be the big one right here. Mark your calendars, folks. February 3rd to the 8th. If you got to work, screw it. Call in sick the whole week. You don't want to miss
I will tell you
all the stuff that's going on for the NASRA 500.
And I will tell you as well that we had a meeting with the powers that be at NASRA before we came on the air for tonight, and they're already working on a virtual NASRA Indy 500, the greatest virtual spectacle in racing, and the Coca-Cola 600, the endurance race, the NASRA 600, all coming up. We now work our way. 70 laps to go, 69 at the line. Geico restart zone. Strap in. It's go time in Atlanta. Stage 3 underway. And something we haven't done all night is crank it up. Let's hear the roar of the trucks at Atlanta. Here comes the field working off 4, shuffled out of line. Boy, Schroeder in trouble. Down to the inside. Haney's truck looks strong. So does Lucas Lyons, looking for the lead on the bottom into turn number 2.
And Lyons tried to see if he could make that happen, but Haney looked like he might have chopped the nose on Lyons. So Lyons, who originally started on this restart, right around the 10th spot, has found a way and has got some room and shot himself up here into the 2nd spot, up 26 spots from where he started the race. 28th. He's up there in the booth. I'm telling you right now, Luke, I'm telling you, you got to be looking back on this. And, honestly, Luke, I got to ask you this. Obviously, you are a driver analysis, but, are you looking back on this race and going, damn, there's something I could have done better here. There's something I could have done better there, or are you just along for the ride and just joining a cold one just like the rest of us?
I'm doing a little bit of both, One thing I did notice on that restart was because the stage actually isn't completed until we go to lap 76, which is the completion of lap 75. So you had 4 cars stayed out of the 44, the 73, the 7, to the 56 to try to get stage points. So on that restart, you had 4 cars up in front who spun tires, which made it harder for drivers to get through, easier for some. So you really have to slice and dice through the field when stuff like that happens.
And right now, Haney in the lead as we see just a glimpse of Newbert and Peacock going at it, followed by Maurer and Newton. LaBeouf, by the way, has cracked back into the top 10. You see him up in front. Season 2 champion. Darren Bruce behind him as well. It's
in the wall,
Pappas. Look out, Pappas, the 88, right in front of LaBeouf. And somehow they hold it. The 88 up against the safer barrier will still stay green as they work lap 81 across the line.
And great save right there by Phil Pappas. Usually you get up into the wall, it kind of sucks you up into it, and it's hard for you to end up coming off of the wall. But great save by the 88. Everybody able to shoot by him and be able to try to make it stick. Now you see Nate Maurer, 971, trying to get it going. Is that we're seeing a little bit of pressure right here for the second spot. You got Lyons, you got Luke Smith. They're going at it for that second spot. Luke trying to find a way around Luke. Believe it or not, I honestly, Wesley, I never thought I would say that. Luke going at it for the second spot. Haney trying to drive away.
Luke of the law firm. As Cherry watches on, Luke and Matt down into the corner. As Keith Haney tries to pull away and lead the cavalry. There he is up ahead, about 0.6 of a second. Behind them, Lyons, Smith, Cherry, Peacock, top 5 by 1 3/4 seconds. Battle now. Smith after Lucas Smith, the Lyons again as they work in it too.
Lyons kind of took a little bit of a higher entry, but jumped it back down. Cherry kind of ran the middle to outside lane, trying to get a run and shoot up there. I know there's only 11 of you. Bump that sucker up to about 30 right here. I know it ain't live. It's live, but it's not necessarily a live broadcast. But each and every one of you, if you haven't yet, like and subscribe to the NASRA 360 Racing Network. Keep up with everything that's going on with NASRA, and also the NASRA 500 coming up next week. It's going to be a good one. Lucas Lyons, he's going to be in that bad boy. Maybe Lucas Smith may be in it. Maybe even Keith Haney. Some of these guys may be in the NASRA 500. We could be looking at a NASRA 500 winner here tonight at Atlanta. Lyons, Smith going at it, and Haney trying to drive away.
One thing I've kind of noticed. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Lucas. I was going to say, by the way, next week on social media, we will be promoting the NASRA 500 heavy using the hashtag NASRA 500. So social media is going to have a big presence for this event. Hashtag NASRA 500 on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, on Snapchat, on TikTok, and more. Lucas, you're saying you're in second right now. What were we going to say, buddy?
One thing I've kind of noticed is the Luke and Luke law firm is slowly starting to work together and catch on Keith Haney here. You know, running single file, kind of not run side by side to slow each other down. So, I mean, we'll see what the law firm can do here.
The Luke and Luke law firm. Dynamite drop in there. Lucas said broadcast school paid off. Haney in the lead. Lucas Lyons, Luke Smith right there for second and third. Now single file as Cherry wants to get back up into the dogfight as they work off turn 4 here, Jacob. Working lap 86.
Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, obviously, Lucas Lyons, he may have a career after racing after all, but here he goes right here. Lyons trying to hold on to second. Smith back there in third. Cherry trying to find a way to get back up there and get it going as all three of them really starting to run down Keith Haney. You see the interval on the left side of your screen and also on the right side of your screen. It's starting to shrink. Lyons trying to run that bottom side. Haney trying to run that bottom side as well, but Lyons gets a better run through 3 and 4, almost touches the grass. Got to be careful, though, Wes. You get on that grass, it's literally like hitting an ice spot up in the mountains here in northwest Georgia. You hit that ice spot, you will slide off into the ditch, and you may end up sliding into another car or truck. Got to be careful. That grass, it is slick, just like I was talking about, just like hitting an ice spot.
Closing in on lap number 89, this time by 56 laps to go. Hey, there's the blimp. There's our aerial coverage of today's event from Atlanta. They'll send it off into turn number 1 and 2. There it is, the blimp of the NASRA Stars and Stripes above us. Thank you. And meanwhile, Haney in the lead. Jacob, I got to tell you, man, I am very impressed with this job by Haney.
Yeah, Haney's really been doing a fantastic job right here. I mean, he's been able to kind of control the race. Obviously started 18th, I should say, of 17 spots, obviously right here. And, the last time he pitted was lap 73, so we know that eventually he's going to have to make another pit stop. Eventually everybody's going to have to make another pit stop. It's going to be interesting to see who took tires earlier on in this race, who did not take tires earlier on in this race and how it's going to play out for him later on. But I'll say this, it doesn't really matter how many tires Keith Haney took. He could have took 8 tires for all we know. Lucas Lyons is running him down. Luke Smith right behind them, both of them. Even Cherry was kind of starting to run them down. But Peacock trying to find a way around Cherry. But these two right here, just like Lucas Lyons was saying, they have worked together, ran down Haney, and Lucas Lyons, Daytona winner to the inside of Keith Haney for the lead.
So, Lucas, here comes the 53, which is you, making a move on the bottom. Haney is right there alongside. Luke Smith right there as well. Look at this awesome racing going on as we're closing in on 50 laps to go. And lap 100, Lucas, I ask you now, you're in the lead, but your strategy earlier was hanging back in the top 30. Was this what you wanted to do right now as Haney battles back on the inside?
Yeah, this is exactly what I wanted to do. I mean, I just kind of wanted to survive the first 2 stages and try to get there towards the end, and I got there, so we'll see if I can hold on to it. And I know there's still 2 more pit stops to go. I have 2 sets of tires left, so I'm just praying that there's not a caution right now.
By the way, to elaborate on that, did they make a mistake in setting up the format for the race, or did they purposely make it where you got to get fuel between 23 to 28 laps per stage?
I'm honestly not too sure, but I do think we were supposed to get 1 extra set of tires. I'm not too sure about the fuel part, but I think we were supposed to get 1 extra set of tires instead of having only 4 in the pit.
Well, one thing for sure, it's going to be interesting. Green flag pit stops are going on again. We're going to go side by side. You don't miss a thing. The race rolls on as they go to the back straightaway. Lyons, Haney, Smith, Peacock, Cherry, top 5, Jacob in 3.
And Lyons was talking about maybe that extra set. Maybe he needs to send a beef to Nazareth ownership, Brady LaBeouf, somehow, some way, maybe one way or another. But here we go, Starbase 1552 Comics. Each and every one of you knows I'm a big fan of Batman, Spider-Man, all that good stuff. You want any of that, anything to do with comics, even Star Wars, there you see Skywalker, Darth Vader going at it as they normally do, even though it's father and son, but they still went at it. Go check them out. Starbase 1552 Comics is right now Taylor Peacock trying to go at it.
The devil.
Luke Smith, yeah. How about that right there? Luke Smith right there. There you see
I am your father.
6 spots from where he started. Smith trying to hold on that spot. Peacock not too far back. Haney trying to see if he can run down Lucas Lyons.
Look, the force is strong with you.
4, even front 5, kind of right there, literally throw a blanket under him right here. But Haney's trying to find it. Yeah, y'all are really screwing me up back in the back. Anyway, Luke Smith trying to go the outside.
Jacob, the force is strong with you. I'm sorry.
That's right.
Big thank you to Starbase 1552 Comics. And by the way, they are a partner of the NASCAR 500. Right now, here they come working off 2. It is Lyons, Haney, Smith, Peacock, Cherry. Sounds like a law firm. There's your top 5. Then it's Newbert, Newton, Cofield, Maurer, Pappas. And green flag pit stops at any moment. As you're seeing drivers actually already killing on the pit lane. Here comes Haney on pit road.
Keith Haney got to jump it down pit road, see how this works out for him. Is the 67, I should say, is usually the 87, but the 67 jumping down pit road. We'll see when Lucas Lyons elects to go down pit road. He's got Luke Smith, Peacock, Cherry, Newbert, all those guys right behind him. From Owensboro, up 27 spots. When will Lucas Lyons go down pit road? And yep, he's going to go down right now. Smith's going to go with him. Peacock, Cherry, even Newbert, everybody, literally half the damn field going in right here on this pit stop. But West, they ain't going to be able to make it right here. They may have to end up splitting it down the middle.
It looks like an absolute jam session. 4 tires and fuel going on. All these trucks now close to 25 trucks on pit lane. Everybody from the scoring pylon from second all the way to the 25th spot are on pit road, and now Brady LaBeouf is now the new leader, the Season 2 champion, as Schroeder's dropping down the pit lane in the 56, or will he? Now LaBeouf and Schroeder come down pit road, and
Oh! Brady LaBeouf locks him up trying to go into the pits. Is obviously going to have a little bit of front end damage. But big deal right there for the Season 2 champ of Brady LaBeouf. Smokes him going in. Hits the inside retaining wall. And now he's going to have to go down pit road. There you see 4 fresh tires. And fuel is going to fill up that number 24 Warrior Wraps Chevrolet Silverado. See how that ends up working out for him. But I got to tell you, that little bit of damage. Lucas, I'll ask you this. Just that little bit of damage, Luke, right there, obviously nosing it into the wall. Is that going to affect that truck to a huge extent, or is that just something that you're going to be able to kind of carry on with?
It could be a little bit of both, you know. If you get damage on the front end, it might actually kind of help you tighten up the truck. If you get it in the back, it might loosen you up a little bit. Honestly, here I'd kind of prefer a little bit of nose damage instead. But one thing you really have to be careful for spinning on pit road is getting a speeding penalty. I know that's one thing that kind of goes under the radar when spinning on pit road is if you enter the pits too fast, you got to come back down and either get a drive-through or a hole.
You get a speeding penalty under green flag conditions, Lucas. You can basically kiss your race win goodbye. Bottom line.
Exactly.
Great said. Over 100 laps completed, by the way. 101 laps complete. 101 laps completed as we roll into this race. It is now Bruce the leader. Darren Bruce came down pit lane. He went for an undercut earlier in the race. He pitted on lap number 95. We'll see if this strategy will work for the man for Screaming Eagles right now. As he pitted last time on lap number 95, everyone else pitted around 98 to 99 laps. And I got a feeling they're going to have to pit again here, Jacob, before this race is over at least one more time, unless we get a caution. Another green flag around the pit stops will determine how the outcome of this race will be to lap 145. 40 to go.
We'll see how it ends up working out. I got to tell you right now, even though this is a virtual race, the ticket holders over there at the entrance of pit road have literally got their money's worth because there has been smoke 9 ways to Sunday, literally all the way going into pit road. But I mean, we've seen a lot of them spin it out, and a lot of them have basically probably lost the race just from trying to lock the brakes up and not get that speeding penalty that we were talking about. But a couple of guys, they've been able to pull it off. Darren Bruce, he's up front. Haiti about a second back. You got Lyons, Newbert, Peacock. This battle right here that you see right here, Peacock Hendrickson going on for a top 5 spot, and Adam Newton about a half of a second back. You see him back there with Cofield as well. Hendrickson trying to go after Peacock for that top 5.
One thing I'd like to point out real quick is remember earlier on in this race, Adam Newton actually spun out of pit road, so that's a great recovery coming back to 7th place here.
That's exactly right. Adam Newton, the Bulldog, we call him, the man from the Commonwealth of Virginia, up now to the number 7 spot, as right now we settle in to the final 40 laps of this race. Under 40 to go, 39 remaining when they come to the line. Kerry Tribune up high into the safer barrier, working off 4, and somehow holds that truck in line. He's back in the number, oh boy, Kerry Tribune. He's way in the back, though. One of these drivers that were up in the front earlier, now Kerry Tribune way, as we got a battle for the lead going on. Look at this, Bruce on the outside. Here comes Haney. By the way, 87 is Andrew Harris for the NASRA DSR Series. Keith Haney is in the 67 as they work their way. Lions now, 3-truck battle with a lap truck as the pick as they work into turn number 2, Jacob Reeves.
And absolutely, and Keith Haiti used to run the 87 in Goat Locker, but now check this out. Lucas Lyons, another driver from Goat Locker, going to give him a little bit of a bump draft. Something you see in the NASRA 500. A little bit of bump draft, try to help that other truck carry on, try to get some momentum, get some draft, get some speed. They're going to shoot around Craig Schroeder. Big slide by Lyons. Had enough room to slide up in front of Craig Schroeder in the 56. Now the front three may try to separate themselves from Adam Newbert and Taylor Peacock. They have done a fantastic job so far. Darren Bruce, Keith Hady, and Lucas Lyons. Front three you see on your screen. Take a screenshot of them as Hady is going to build the Lyons finds a hole in the middle. Bruce gets into the wall, and Hady had to get out of the gas. Lucas Lyons, a move for the ages, right up the middle. He takes the lead.
Lucas, I got to ask you, what's it like to be a driver analyst of a race where right now you're remembering what happened less than 60, 72 hours ago, and now you're reliving it again? What's that like?
It's honestly kind of weird, to be honest with you. I never. Is it like
an out-of-batting experience? Isn't it kind of?
Yeah. It's really weird because I'm telling myself what to do, but I already know what I do. You know, it's weird. It's like I'm coaching myself, but I'm doing what I'm coaching, which is really weird because I rarely listen to myself.
Lyons is our driver analyst because he just kind of popped in to say hi when we had technical difficulties. We said, hell, we'll keep him. Lyons is joining us. Jacob Reeves, I'm Wesley Outland, Dean Hopton. And right now, Adam Newbert, the inaugural series champion. The man out of Toccoa, Georgia. Me and him called the race a time or two at Toccoa Raceway. He's down to the number 2 spot. Haney to third on the inside. Here comes now Bruce with Peacock. They got to get back in line as they work again off 2.
Yeah, Darren Bruce has got to find something right here. He's got to be able to try to get some kind of ground and carry on. If not, Hendrickson's going to end up finding a way to get around him. Matter of fact, he looks like he's going to be able to find that back up front. Adam Newbert trying to find a way. Reel in, I should say, Lucas Lyons, basically like trying to reel in a big old catfish. He's trying to reel him in the best way that he can. He's going to take it all the way to the top side. Try to run the middle. Get the run. Try to reel in Lucas Lyons. Keith Hady not too far behind. Peacock there as well. But Lyons still has the lead. Coming up on 30 laps to go, Wes. We still got one more pit stop that we got to make right here. But looks like Lyons has really put down the loud pedal. He's trying to get away, get him his second win of the season.
Started this race 28th, up 27 spots, and he's in the P1 position. 31 laps to go when they come to the line this time by. We're working lap number 113 of 145 laps. Oh, and by the way, this has been a caution-free stage 3 as well. It is Cofield now. Maybe not for long. Look at Newton. We're 3 wide. Monkey in the middle on the bottom as they work off the corner. There's Richardson, 48.
Boy, and Cofield actually slid a little bit, but he was able to keep it down on the bottom side, almost come up and got into Darren Bruce. Now, Adam Newton down to the inside. He's trying to find a way. They're reeling in Cole Hendrickson, reeling him in by a long shot. Right behind him, Robbie Richards in the 48. Barely enough room to slide up in front of the 5. Darren Bruce. Now, everybody kind of single files it out, give or take, as now you see everybody trying to find something and be able to get right here in this last run. And Luke, I'll bring you in right here. You're talking about how hard it is to get on this pit road. Are you thinking about that last pit stop and just knowing how damn hard it is to try to get it down, not screw up, not lock the brakes up, not spin it out, going down pit road, bump drafting between Hendrickson and Cofield? But, I mean, are you literally at this point, planning ahead for that pit stop, knowing that this is your last pit stop? If all goes well, you don't want to screw it up.
Yeah, especially on the last pit stop. That is one you definitely do not want to mess up. I kind of start thinking about where I'm going to brake at and stuff like that about 5 laps before pit stops actually happen. And one thing I'd like to point out real quick is Dean Bruce came in 5 to 3 laps before everyone else, and he's fallen all the way to 9th position. So that just shows how much tires are important here. if you do not take care of your tires, you may not be there at the end.
And to elaborate more on that, Lucas, if you literally make a slip here, this can cost you the race, right? I mean, you literally have got to be patient, especially with trying to know when you come to pit road. You as the leader, or anyone else for that matter, do you try to go for an undercut, or do you literally stretch this green flag run out as far as you can before you come to pit lane?
What I was seeing inside the car, I ran it as long as I could.
Okay.
If you took a full tank, you have about 2 laps extra. So just my thought process, you've seen Dean Bruce try to undercut people, and he followed way back. If you don't run it dry, you will fall back later on in the run.
Remember, 75% fuel capacity, 23 to 28 laps tops on a tank of fuel. They got to pit, and we got a feeling one more round of pit stops under green flag, unless we get a serve pro caution. We'll be coming to their underway. Darren Bruce on pit road, and it all begins with now closing in on 25 to go. Jacob Reeves, they're still in the back straightaway.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see if Darren Bruce is going to be able to make it. It's going to be very, very close for that number 5, as Peacock has been absolutely wearing out the tailgate of Keith Haney. Haney slides up, almost gets into the fence. Peacock has a run off 3 and 4, tries to dive it down to the inside, but Haney has enough speed, enough momentum to be able to get it done. From Fowler, Indiana, Peacock up 9 spots, started 13th. He's up in the 4th spot. Hadn't led a lap yet, but obviously, you think about this, Wes. Remember, Peacock, he knows how to get it done here in Atlanta. Not just the Super Speedway version, but he knows how to get it done at the old version, as we got Keith Haney going down pit road.
Gotta have a flawless pit stop. No mistakes. Make no mistake about it. Haney, Page on pit road. They're trying to go for the undercut on the leaders right now. Lucas Lyons, your leader, Jacob, is off too. He started to get a little wiggle, jiggle, and a giggle, and a bobble to the back straightaway in P1.
Yeah, we'll see how far he ends up taking that wiggle, giggle, jiggle. Or I'm not even going to try it. But anyway, we'll see where he ends up going with it. See if he elects to go down pit road. Not this time just yet. Not yet. Here comes Adam Newbert. But we got another one. Cole Hendrickson, he's going to jump down pit road. A couple others. Chad Ross is going to go down. Phil Pappas is going to go down. Nate Maurer, Joey Stires, a couple other drivers going down pit road. But watch this 67 of Keith Haney. How's it going to work out for Haney? What's he going to be able to get? What kind of times is he going to be able to pull? And when will that 53 of Lucas Lyons go down pit road? He answered my damn question. Here he goes.
Exactly, with 23 laps to go, and it's monkey see, monkey do. Lyons on pit road, Newbert on pit road, Richards, Chew, Diebold, Tiffany, Hammond. They're all coming down pit road. It's the money stop now, here with 22 to go in Atlanta.
There you see Team Hammond right there in the 69. He's going to go down pit road. Webb Will Taylor Peacock go down pit road. Jonathan Cofield right behind him. Matter of fact, they're answering the question for me. Literally right here, guys. They're literally answering the question for me. Peacock, Cofield, Newton, all of those drivers going down pit road right here. When will Bo Tiffany go down? I would assume right here in just a little bit right there. There he is. Literally, I'm done at this point. But here we go. Lucas Lyons looking like he's coming back on pit road or coming back out on the track. Lucas, you were going to say something. What was you going to say, bud?
One thing I'd like to point out was Adam actually gained a lot on me on that pin entry there. That was a great job by Adam not spinning it out, and should be pretty interesting as the 7's still out. Cofield's coming out of pit road. Peacock, everyone who came in a lap ago. So we'll see where they end up blending into this pit cycle.
Haney in the lead, working the back straightaway. Kerry Tribune in second, right there with him. So is Lyons. Newbert Hendrickson right now working the field, coming off of turn number 4. Here they come to the line, and the Premier Racing setups, 20 to go, at Atlanta rolls on. Right now, the leader, is still going to be the driver of Keith Haney. You need dirt setups. You need short track racing setups on dirt on pavement. Late models, modified, street stock cars, e-NASCAR from the national levels of Cup, Xfinity, Truck, and even ARCA. And the iRacing setup requests and more from much more available setup best builders in the world from top setup builders. Premier Racing Setups. Mention them, get 15% off your order, and 15% goes back into the pocket of Nazareth as a battle goes on for the lead. Haney, Lions, they reel each other again. Jacob on the back straightaway for the win.
And I'm telling you right now, Lucas Lyons up here in the broadcast booth with us has got to be ecstatic knowing that that 53 is looking like he may end up being the horse to win it here in Atlanta. Shoots to the inside, gets around Keith Haney, but don't look now. Here comes literally the Georgia Bulldog of Adam Newbert from Toccoa, Georgia. Finds a hole, finds a nose, sticks it in there. Haney has to get out of the gas. They almost make contact coming off two. Front three, nose to tail going down the back chute going into three.
Up against the safer barrier, Haney up under the back of the tailgate of Hubert. Newbert's truck dirt tracks it just a moment. Lions now feathers back to the lead. Literally mere separation by thousandths of an inches. Here comes Newbert up high. He'll dirt track him again for the lead in two.
And the rookie up front and the inaugural champion, Adam Newbert, going at it here in Atlanta. What's going to happen? Newbert takes a shot to the inside. Lyons tries to block. Newbert finds a hole on the outside, finds just a little bit of running room. He's going to take it to the top, to the outside. Adam Newbert, inaugural champion for Nazareth for the DSR Electric Truck Series, to the outside. It's Lyons, it's Newbert, it's Nazareth, it's the DSR Electric Truck Series.
Watching all of this going on as we narrow into the finish of this one. Right now, in front, it is still Adam Newbert. Lucas Lyons has got to reset. Haney behind him, Harrison Richards. They're about 2 seconds back. Top three, though, throw a blanket over him. Newbert got company. Here comes Lyons on the inside. Will he pull the trigger? No, he will not. 15 to go as they work into again.
And you got to be careful here with these trucks. Obviously, the back end may end up stepping out. Depending on how hard you've been driving that truck, may end up dirt tracking it through the old surface here in Atlanta. Lap traffic could play a factor. Newbert up front, Sentiment way up top. He's going to try to let him go as now Lyons going at it with Adam Newbert all over his tailgate. Damn near bumping him going through the quad oval. Lyons down side, Newbert up top. Haney back there as a spectator. Big battle going on as Newbert trying to find something that he has not had in quite some time, and that's a win here in the DSR Electric Truck Series, but he's got to go through the Daytona winner to get it. Lyons on the inside, Newbert up top.
Jacob Reeves said on the first race of the season, keep an eye on Lucas Lyons, the pride out of the Bluegrass State. He could make a run for the championship, and now he's looking for his second career NASCAR win. Battling with one of the first-timers, the man that won the inaugural championship, took some time off, the pride of Toccoa, Georgia, Adam Newbert. Couple of battles going on between Chevrolet and Dodge, or Toyota there. Chevrolet, Toyota battling. Newbert, Lyons, they are still door-to-door as they work off forward 12 to go at the line.
Old school versus new school, and this is, son, this right here, this is how you get it done. These old boys, like I've said before, these old boys are getting after it. Newbert up top. You got Lyons down on the bottom side. Damn near said Cofield, because you see Cofield on the side of the truck trying to clear himself, but not able to do it. Tries to squeeze him up into the fence. They almost door bang going through three. This is racing, folks. This is racing as now Newbert's got to get out of the gas.
Caution is
Something
out, I think.
on the four, maybe caution from Lucas Lyons. Yes, Barney the flagman waving the caution flag. Whoever brought out the caution, we got beef. I guarantee you, we got
Number 98 has brought out the caution. There he is, limping at the bottom of the racetrack. Caution out. That is J.D. Larson. his Ford with a problem from Oregon, Illinois.
Wow.
A big crash, actually, as it looks like Jonathan Cofield and a host of others might have got caught up in the tangle. Look at this as Larson goes around, turns back in front of Cofield, and they crash across the line.
Yeah, it looked like J.D. Larson kind of loses it like he was talking about, Wes, off of turn number 4.
Oh,
Wow.
what a hit for Jason Morales, man.
Wow, hard contact right there for Jonathan Cofield. Not 100% effect. I don't know. That might not have been
I think
Jason.
it was Kaufman.
That was actually Kaufman. 25 of
Yes.
Kaufman. My apologies. Yeah, that was Kaufman.
Yeah, go back a little bit.
Now, James Kaufman
He was almost
T-boned the
getting hit.
hell out of Cofield. Look at this again. Watch this. Kept on
wow.
going, but he T-boned him. Look, bam!
Oh boy, hide your kids on that one. Hide your wife, hide your kids. You don't want them to end up seeing that. And some of the Cofield Kaufman fans don't want to see that one as well. But really, I mean, Wes, that's got a lot to do with what I was talking about. These old tires here at Atlanta, you get a little bit loose, and other tracks we see guys able to straighten it out and be able to carry on. This track, like we were talking about, greasy tires, old surface, worn out tires, hot surface at that. If we can get a weather temp, I'm not sure if we can on the replay or not. Actually, we're hearing from our producer that we can, but you see it right there, the track temp, give or take around 81 degrees. So, it's still a little bit warm, but with all the racing that's been going on and everything else, it's still going to make a slick track surface. And, Wes, I've talked about it numerous times. If you go up to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee and run on a go-kart track on one of those slick tracks and they throw down baby powder, that's what you're going to end up getting here in Atlanta. That's exactly what these guys are getting.
One thing I'd like to point out real quick is it also might be a little bit of the actual wind on the track. I don't know which direction it's actually going, but it's between 10 to 13 miles an hour. And if that wind hits your truck the wrong way, it can definitely get you loose out of the corner.
By the way, Lucas Lyons is in the lead. He's also our driver analyst. Pardon the pun. If Lucas wins this race, we'll actually be able to interview the winner on a replay.
Wouldn't that be something?
Let's remember, we do not know the outcome of this race. We were scheduled to work it on Monday night. Technical difficulties caused us not to be able to do so. So we purposely did not see anything that came from Monday night's race. A break and a finish from Atlanta. Glass Mechanic, you're getting your money's worth as a sponsor tonight, aren't you? We're going to break some glass when we come back.
Reach up there and pull those belts tight one more time. Drivers, start your engines!
Well, we are not done at Atlanta. Boy, oh boy. 9 laps to go, getting ready for a restart. Don't forget, this is our final broadcast before the NASRA 500. And Jacob, I just think it was a perfect storm. We missed Monday night. Obviously, we rescheduled all of our crew to be here tonight to do it. And this is the final send-off before we for our league events, before we prepare for probably the biggest event in the history of NASRA. NASRA's been around since the summer of 2020, and I got a feeling we are going to make some iRacing sim history next week. Not just the NASRA 500, but I love the format leading up to the Great American Sim Race presented by Glass Mechanic for next Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, Wes, I mean, you see that format right there. I mean, it is absolutely crazy. It's something that, honestly, I've never seen in sim racing, real racing, at least, in my time. I've never seen anything like this right here. I mean, you got qualifiers 1 through 12. There you saw your dates. And then you got the LCQ, and then you got the duels, and the big one, the Nazareth 500, presented by the Glass Mechanic. It's going to be an absolute blast to do that, but we got to settle it here at Hot Atlanta. Lions, Newbern on the front row.
I got a feeling it's about to get hot, 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 and I don't think lyrics to the song as they about scatter on the front row. Adam Newbert checks up and spins the tires. Haney on the inside. Hendrickson, the Spice Man, down on the inside. Correction, it's Cole Hendrickson. Down on the bottom, going after him. Look at this. Peacock and Haney for second, and Lyons is checked out in 53.
Watch out for old Cole Hendrickson. He knows how to get it done, but now he's going to have to fight off Keith Haney, and he's got the real end. Lucas Lyons coming around this time. 7 laps to go. Hendrickson actually breaks out for just a little bit. Robbie Richards in the 48 to the inside, trying to find any way that he can to shoot up here and duke it out with these old boys. Peacock goes to second. He shoots around Haney. Hendrickson slips back to fourth. Peacock goes to second, but it's all Lucas Lyons coming to 6 to go.
Lions in the
I think there's another caution.
Lions in the lead, and there's a caution. Caution is out. Trouble. We've wadded them up on the back straightaway, guys.
I think it was the 37 of Raul Meza.
I think it's Raul Meza. Kaufman and Larson have wrecked. The 37, the 25, and the 20. There they are in unison, crashing to put us under a late race caution here.
You end up using them big words like that, Wes. Unison. That's one of them. I'm gonna end up having to go to the dictionary, I guess, to try to figure it out. But we'll see what happens right here. Raul Meza right there, very, very slow on the racetrack, and we'll see kind of what happens right here with Meza. Hogan. Might have happened actually a little bit earlier on
the front straightaway. It happened on the front straightaway when they got together. It happened right there. See it? Boom. Keep going.
A little bit more.
You're not
a little bit more.
Right there.
There it is.
Right there. Boom.
We'll see what kind of happens right here with Meza right here. See if he kind of steps out, gets loose. Yes, he does. Comes down, kind of tail slaps Hogan, and then bam, straight into that outside wall. And folks, remember, there is safer barriers that you will see all the way around this racetrack. But wow, I mean, even though you're hitting that safer barrier, Lucas, you can attest to this. It's like hitting a damn concrete wall. That safer barrier does not give at all. It's like you're hitting a concrete wall. I mean, literally. I mean, it's like the same thing with the barrels. It's say Dover. You hit them, it's like a concrete wall. They just don't move. They just don't give. And when you hit that wall, even just getting loose and just snapping like that, Luke, I mean, it really takes a toll, and it really tears the truck literally all to pieces.
Yeah, it does, and it especially if you have your hands on your wheel, it could definitely hurt your wrist if you just hit it the right way with your wheel going back and forth and stuff like that. So.
All right, so Lucas Lyons in the lead. He's our driver analyst here. Lucas, what do you need to do here to have a good restart to look for your second win of the season here? And obviously, Daytona was special, but, man, what does it feel like to literally, 2 races later have a chance to go for your second win in Nazareth?
Man, I'm nervous, you saw Adam Newbert got loose on the same tires as me on the restart before. Luckily, I controlled the restart, and I'm just worried about not cracking that egg and breaking it and getting loose and falling back in the field, because if I fall back in the field, I don't think I have a shot to win that.
Still under caution as now one of the trucks flies by. That's Thomas in 44. So he's going to get back on the lead lap with a free pass. And man, oh man. Hey, Jacob, this has been a highly entertaining race. I know we've had some pretty lengthy long green flag runs, but this strategy has been wild, and these drivers have definitely put on the show. And I got to give props to Keith Haney, not taking anything away from Lucas Lyons, but what a job Keith Haney's done. Cole Hendrickson, just Adam Newbert. just some of the names that we've seen put on a really good show here along with Lions and Company.
Yeah, a lot of these guys have really put on a fantastic show. There you see Keith Haiti up 16 spots. Lucas Lyons is actually up more than 20 spots, I believe. Yes, over 25 spots, up 27 to be exact. Started 28th. How about Robbie Richards, who started dead last in the field, if I'm not mistaken? I think it was 45
started
drivers. 43rd, yeah, but I thought there was 45 of them that actually started the race here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
You know what?
Oh, yeah.
Screw it. You know what? I tell you what. We'll say he started dead last. Robbie Richards up here in 4th. He's got a shot. Adam Newton, who started 27th, he's got a shot. I mean, honestly, Wes, this kind of looks like, kind of crazy to say, but it kind of looks like a super speedway top 5 that you see right here, because usually these guys that we see at the back to be able to work their way to the front, some of these guys have literally pulled that super speedway strategy and started at the back, and now you see them up here at the front.
By the way, remember, per the new season of the NASCAR DSR Electric Truck Series, unlimited restarts of overtime if need be. Unlimited overtime, something that is new this year. If they have to go unlimited to the finish of this race, they will. Unlimited overtime, a new feature for this season. And by the way, also no fast repairs in this series and as well. Ready to settle it here in Atlanta. Hot Atlanta is about to boil over with about less than 5 miles remaining. It is Lyons and Haney on the front row. Hendricks and Newbert making up row 2. Richards, Pappas, row 3. Newton, Bruce, Page, LaBeouf. Strap in, Nazareth faithful. They're coming to the Geico restart zone, and we're back to green to settle it here in Atlanta in the Glass Mechanic 225. Great launch for Lyons. On the inside, Hendrickson will follow in tow. Haney falls back to 3rd, and they'll stay in line, single file into 1.
And Hendrickson's got to find something right here. He's got to get some draft. He's got to get a run. He's got to find any way possible to find a way to get around this 53. He's going to get the draft, but what's he going to do with it? He's not going to be able to do nothing. Lyons still has the lead. Hendrickson trying to go down to the inside. He gets a little run. Lyons gets loose off of 2 as Richards is going after Haney for 3rd. 2 to go at the line.
It is Lyons in the lead. A little slip a moment ago on the side draft, and here comes Hendrickson. Haney and Richards now battling for 3rd spot. The factory canopies, number 48, works into turn 3. They're looking for the white flag this time by.
And Lyons down on the inside trying to block every advance that he can. Hendrickson trying to find a line as well. Everybody, a couple of them get up into the wall off turn 4. White flag. Final time here for the DSR Electric Truck Series Glass Mechanic 225 here in Atlanta. Hendrickson tries to go to the top. Here comes Darren Bruce to the inside. He may have a shot, but it's all Lyons down the middle of the backstretch.
Back straight away. Hendrickson gets a run on the bottom, throws the block on the 5 of Bruce. Here comes Richards. He gets loose. Lyons, sideways, dirt tracks it. They scatter to the line. Win number 2 of the year. Win 2 of his career. Lucas Lyons wins the Glass Mechanic 225 in Atlanta.
Lucas Lyons getting him his 2nd win of the season, 2nd career win, as you was talking about. Darren Bruce had a wild ride and tried to make it stick, but unfortunately did not work out for the number 5, Cole Hendrickson. There you see him right there on the inside. Great run for him. But the night belongs to Lucas Lyons. Ironically enough, up here in the damn broadcast booth, Lucas Lyons gonna burn it down here in hot Atlanta, right here in the quad over at the start-finish line.
Now, I gotta ask you, Lucas Lyons, how hard was it for you to keep quiet and not tell us, amongst the storytelling that we were, that you were gonna win the thing?
Man, it was honestly really hard because I'll talk anyone's ear off about sim racing, especially if I do well. Anyone that listens, I'll gladly talk about it.
We did not know. I just want to let our audience know it is pure coincidence that Lucas Lyons is joining us as a driver analyst. He only came in here to help us fill in some downtime. And literally, I did not know he won the race. I swear I didn't. Jacob, I know you didn't. I didn't try to look at anything. I didn't look at any stats. I didn't look at any results. When we found out we were recalling this race on tonight, we said, all right, let's not even look at anything for Monday. We're going to come back and we're going to call this fresh. And Lucas Lyons wins his second win this year, second win of his career in the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series here in Atlanta, the Glass Mechanic 225. Darren Bruce will finish in second. Cole Henriksen will go third. Robert Richards, Keith Haney, top five. Adam Newbert, what a solid run for him. Welcome back to NASRA, my friend. In the Truck Series, the Season 1 champion is sixth. Phil Pappas, Adam Newton, Bo Tiffany, Brady LaBeouf, up and down nights for them. But Jacob, somehow they finish in the top 10.
Last week's winner, Matt Cherry, is going to end up finishing 11th. Roger Diebold will end up finishing 12th. How about Cody Knott? Big run right here for our other producer here with NASRA. Cody Knott ends up getting 13th. Nate Bauer will end up getting 14th in the 971. Stephen Page will get 15th. Brian Chew, looking forward to that NASRA 500. He will end up finishing 16th. Aaron Van Rada will end up finishing 17th. And another producer here with NASRA, Timmy Hammett, ends up finishing 18th here this evening.
There you go. Rest of the finishing order will find Stephen Thomas, 19th, Chad Ross, 20th, Eric Parks, Kerry Tribune, Jeffrey Johnson, Joey Stiers, Chris Blanchard, Luke Smith, Colton Hogan, Justin Lumpkin. Your top 28, rounded out the top 30 of the race. We'll find, of course, drivers of Tom Lester and Shane Trotter, Jacob.
Then Taylor Peacock also, as well as Craig Schroeder, Raul Meza, Cole Larson, Justin White, James Kaufman, and Jonathan Cofield. What a night he could have had. He ends up finishing 38th. J.D. Larson, Joshua Suss, Dane Hagan, Stephen Gregory, Andrew Harris, Tyler Goodwin, and Jason Morales, the 45 drivers that raced it out here tonight. TJ Moore, your race director.
Guess what? Ironically, we can go to a commercial break. When we come back, we will preview for the final time the NASRA 500. We've all got cameras, right? And Lucas Lyons is going to join us in Victory Lane for a recorded recall of the race, obviously a voiceover demo, because we done the race on Monday, but we didn't voice track it until tonight live. Lucas Lyons was the winner. Ironically, pardon the pun, he was our driver analyst, and we get to talk to him in Victory Lane next.
Starbase 1552 Comics. We sell everything a collector would want. Comics, Funkos, action figures, and so many more. A real American comic book shop. We are online only. Starbase 1552 Comics. Find us on eBay Auctions.
Are you ready?
For Murph's Magical Creations. Home to custom laser engraving and gifts. This veteran-owned and operated company engraves for all occasions. If you want one of Murph's Magical Creations, call the number on your screen or commission through either Instagram or via email. Murph's Magical Creations, made with love for you.
There you see the results of tonight's Class Mechanic 225. There's the driver, the 53, Lucas Lyons, holding off Cole Henriksen, Haney, Richards, all coming at him at the end of the line. And when it is all said and done, he does pick up a victory in tonight's event for the Glass Mechanic 225. Welcome back to our coverage. It is time for post-race, and I believe we have Lucas Lyons and I believe Jacob Reeves on camera. Guys, are we here? I know we're seeing the video, so we're trying to get us up on camera. We were on camera earlier, people, when we had our little delay podcast or whatever. So, anyhow, Lucas Lyons joining us. Lucas, congratulations, obviously. What a phenomenal job. Man, that was a wild race. That was such a cool race right there. We were really entertained.
Yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, especially me going back and forth with the 4 as long as we did. He actually messaged me after the race, said, "Man, that was a lot of fun," and it definitely was. It's probably one of the most fun I've had. Learned a little bit on saving tires, especially at a rough track like this. On that final restart, the 4 was on fresh tires, and he was able to work his way. The 5 was able to work his way through the field there and get, I think, second. And the 10 definitely had a run. And, man, I was scared. I'm going to be honest with you. I was scared coming out of turn 4.
So I got to ask you this question here. You joined us because I saw you in the chat box, right? I mean, we can't make this up. We're just being honest here. But were you watching this race to see? I mean, you were going to watch it anyway, right? I mean, you knew you won the race, but I want to be honest. I'm looking at you dead in the eye, audience here of Nazareth, my Nazareth family. Wesley would never lie to you. We did not know the outcome of this race. We did not know. Jacob, back me up here. I didn't look at anything. I didn't know anything. Nobody told me nothing except Cody said, "Wesley, I promise you it's going to be wild because you're going to see a lot of green flag pit stops because we made it where you got to pit between 23 to 28 laps." That's the only thing that I can tell you that I knew about. I did not know about Jacob Lucas Lyons winning this race. We did not know.
No, man, I had absolutely no idea about any of this. And, you know, I mean, it's pretty big right there, obviously, for Lucas to be able to bust it out and get 2 wins. And, you know, Lucas, yeah, I got to ask you this. I mean, everybody goes into the season and the first, you know, thing is, oh, okay, I want to win a championship. I want to win some races. Did you expect the success this early in the season? I mean, did you really think that, well, you expected it, I'm assuming, but did you really think that this was going to happen, have 2 wins in the first 3 races? Did you really think that this would actually happen?
No, especially with how I've been performing in the Tuesday series. Barely finishing in the top 10, only like 2 or 3 times having bad luck over there. Coming over to the truck series, I was honestly kind of doubtful. And, man, it's taken a lot of pressure off of me. I'm in this race, when I took tires in that second stage, it was me using that first win as an advantage because I'm already locked in the playoffs and everything. Try to do something a little bit more aggressive and see how it actually plays out, and it just so happened to work out for me.
So, Lucas, we watched you in the first couple of stages, and I kind of hinted on it when you were joining us as a driver and guest, that you're hanging back. You're literally hanging back. You were back in the top 30, literally just playing possum, if you will. Was that the strategy? Was you figuring your truck out? Was there handling issues, technical-wise, you were trying to figure? And then all of a sudden the truck like really got good at the end of that second stage. What's your take on that?
It's honestly kind of a little bit of both. If I run in the back, I can learn how the truck is going to handle in dirty air and stuff like that. So it kind of plays well when you're going around lap traffic if you end up getting to the front. So I was like, you know what? If I can learn how my truck is in dirty air, it might help me when I'm in clean air trying to go around lap cars and stuff like that. And it's like I said earlier, if you're not there at the end of the race with a clean truck, you might not even have a chance to win. So I kind of ran in the back, just try to stay out of trouble. It's like what happened earlier with the 21 getting tight, going into the wall, the 13 following them. I was lucky enough to avoid that and maybe a few other wrecks. But it's a double-edged sword. You can learn a lot back there, but you can also put yourself in trouble.
Jacob.
I mean, I kind of ran out of questions, honestly. But I will say this. I mean, you know, we've been talking about this NASRA 500. We've been talking about this big race next week. Everything that that's going on next week and everything else. Big question I got to ask you: was you even planning on the NASRA 500? And was you that surprised to know that you're going to have a ride racing it? And not only that, but having 2 wins here with the DSR Electric Truck Series, is there going to be some momentum going into next week to knowing that you're going to be driving, hold your phone here, the 57 door banging download Chevrolet Camaro to try to get into the NASRA 500?
I'm gonna be honest. I had zero plans on actually running it. I know some people might not like that, especially people putting it on and me running in Nazareth. I was gonna just kind of take it as like an off week and just kind of relax, do some stuff around the apartment. As you can see, it's a mess in here with me working on 3D printers and stuff like that.
Don't feel left out, okay? We're in this together.
Yeah. But
I gotta get out the green screen by the time we do the NASRA 500 coming up next Monday.
And then I had Cody message me before you actually did. He's like, "Hey, Jake's gonna message you here in a second." I'm like, "Oh, I'll wonder what it's about." And then Jake went straight to the point. He's like, "Hey, do you want to drive the 57 in the NASRA 500?" And I'm like, "Man, that's kind of big shoes to fill, man. It's a redneck announcer, you know." So I was like, you know what? I'll do my best. Hopefully, me and Cole will make it.
Lucas, any driving opportunities for Jacob Reeves became null and void after our meeting on Thursday night. I kind of put a and I squashed his. You know what? I squashed his idea of that. So yeah. So we're glad that you're the relief driver.
So what you're saying? It's your fault.
Yes, because he's gonna be in the booth with us for the entire 6 days.
Don't wreck my car.
hey, if I end up wrecking your car, it's because someone pinched me 3 wide. All right, how about that?
Okay, I can live with that.
All right.
Wow.
As long as you can live with it, because I mean, if you've watched me race for a while, I like to send it 3 wide, whether it's in the middle or the top. So. Jake, I know you're probably going to be nervous with me in your car. I'm honored that I'm the one you actually chose to drive it, and I'll try to do the best I can. Hopefully, me and Cofield make it. Me and him have great super speedway runs together. I mean, you all saw it Monday night with me and him working together up in front, and we'll definitely see what happens.
So I got to ask you this question, by the way, Lucas. Do you feel like with winning Daytona a couple of weeks ago with the truck series, obviously the truck is a totally different deal than the next gen car, but do you feel like you can use what you've done, work, practice sessions, whatever? And here's the deal, right? You've got, and it's not just for Lucas Lyons. This is for anybody out there that wants to run in the NASRA 500 or you're on the fence about it. You could literally pick a night that you want to run. We were told that in our production meeting earlier this evening. You can literally, we're going to have guys not be locked in on this certain night. They can pick what night they want to run. And if you have a bad night, Lucas, you can go back and buy back in like drag racing or kart racing, where if you lose, you go out in the first round, you can go back and race into the second round for a qualifying night. There's an ample amount of opportunities to be able to try to lock yourself into the Great American Sim Race. But what can you take of what you did with the Truck Series to get yourself ready for this big event?
That's honestly a tough question. Because they draft completely different.
Okay.
I will say, I feel like if I can get to the front, because I take normal races and super speedway races completely different. I feel like if I'm up front the whole entire race, I'm in a lot better position than running in the back.
Sure.
So hopefully I can get a good qualifying for my duel or heat and stay up front and stay out of trouble and make it to the NASR 500. Now, if I make it to the NASR 500, you might see me start in the back because I've never ran a super speedway race with 43 drivers. And me trying to beat over 100 other drivers to make it to the NASR 500, that's probably going to be a tall task to do. So that's one thing I'm definitely worried about.
And driving the door banging download car is going to be definitely, a tough task to do, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back watch the duel in the NASR 500, and I'm gonna have Jake screaming at me. He's like, "What are you doing, Lucas?" I'm gonna be like, "Man, I'm trying, I'm sweating." And I'm like,
I'll say this. If you make it, which I really do, I mean, honestly, I mean, I know we're not supposed to pick favorites, Wes. I mean, I know we're not supposed to. We're supposed to be
coming
equal,
up on midnight, right? You got it. Yeah, go ahead.
I get it. But the main thing about it, if you're gonna have any strategy going into the NASR 500, pull my strategy, start the back, let them wreck on like lap 5, miss the wreck, and then drive to the front and win the damn thing. That would be my opinion. So it sounds like you kind of get your stuff figured out. I got the right guy.
I hope we don't wad up the field on lap number 5. If there's anybody out there that's new to this, they're running this big event, the Great American Sim Race, listen to me. I'm telling you the smartest thing to do. Let's get up in front. Let's knock out the first 200 miles, get up to lap 80, get to halfway, hopefully, and then let's settle it out. Let's go hog wild from there. You're not good to first win the race. You must first finish. Virtual reality, I don't care, hopscotch, whatever. You are not going to win the race or win the game in the first couple of minutes. Be patient. I hope we have an amazing field of talent. Lucas Lyons is going to be one of the drivers. Jacob Reeves, myself, Dean Hopton on the background. He's going to be here. Our crew is set. We had a great production meeting. We really are looking forward to calling the Great American Sim Race. I can tell you, as much as I put time and effort and emphasis into a real broadcast production in real life, guys, we literally are putting that same heart into this big event for Speed Week next week. Like I said, Jacob and Lucas, it is not a race for NASRA. This is the biggest event of NASRA in the history of the existence of the North American Sim Racing Association, and we're looking forward to it. We're going to put it out like that. I know that we promote leagues on a regular basis, but right now our focus after having our meetings tonight with our crew and our bosses is to promote what is the NASRA 500. And if there's somebody new out there, Jacob Reeves, and they like the way NASRA does things, not just big shows in the future, but maybe you might want to jump on board and join the league. But our job is to tell the story of the NASRA 500. If you want to join the leagues, that's something you need to do in your own time to join our NASRA family. It takes a village, as Brady LaBeouf always says. I'm going to steal his lines here as we get ready to wrap it up. But what I will say is this. The amazing group of people, and it's not many, that are a part of what we're about to do, are about to embark and undertake the biggest iRacing endeavor we've ever done in the history of NASRA. We are just a small, integral part of what will happen with Lucas Lyons and other drivers next week.
Yeah, Wes, I mean, and in all honesty, I mean, I'll tell you the same thing that I told Brady LaBeouf in our meeting earlier. I am absolutely blessed to be a part of the broadcasting team. I'm blessed to be a part of NASRA as a whole. Just kind of just coming in and nobody knew who Jake Reeves was. Nobody knew who Jacob Reeves was. I mean, we didn't even know. I mean, I wasn't even the redneck announcer when I came in. I was just some guy, which I still am. But the same thing is that Nazra made who I am. And I'm absolutely blessed to be a part of this organization, this broadcasting organization, this racing organization. And, I've said it before, the sky's the limit. And, it can only be higher. And Nazra 500 is going to be big. But, Wes, I'll be honest with you. I think that there can be more above that Nazra 500, but I will say
the ceiling is raised
right here.
The ceiling is raised, no doubt about it, for sure. Lucas, I'm going to let you try to sell the Nazra 500 as our driver analyst. Thank you so much for taking the time to be on. I want you to thank your sponsors, just like it's a regular victory lane for the DSR Electric Truck Series, because hell, it is a victory lane. Congratulations. But if there's somebody out there that's on the fence and maybe they're hesitant of wanting to join this event, just tell everybody what your experiences have been like so far running with Nazra, and obviously what we're getting ready to embark on for next Monday.
If you're on the fence about even joining a league, I will say Nazra is probably the best spot to do it. I've ran in probably over 10 leagues, and Nazra is one of the best ran leagues I have ever been in. And I'm proud to be a part of it. I know it's my rookie season in both the Monday night series and the Tuesday night series, and I want to make a quick announcement. I will be running the Friday truck series also with Blue Light Racing.
Oh, wow. Hey.
Yep. I will be in the 17 over there. But
so much for driving the door banging download truck all season.
Hey, I will say this. If he wants to be on my truck, I am okay with that. It might not be the 57, but it will either have a 5 or a 7 in the paint scheme.
You got to, look, that 57, it's only for the Nazra 500. You ain't getting my 57. Other than that. The Nazra 500, that's it. But go ahead, bud. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. What about the door banging download on the truck?
We'll talk about it.
All right. That's good enough for me. But I will say this is one of the best ran leagues I have ever been a part of, and I'm glad that Cofield and Cody and everybody has convinced me to run over here. I've had an absolute blast, and if you're on the fence, please join Nazra and at least give it a shot.
And Dean Hopton, Biggles, Dean Hopton, we cannot go off the air without chatting with you, my friend. Pip, cheerio, sir. How excited are you, my Australian VR virtual camera extraordinaire brother, to get ready for the Great American Sim Race, sir?
That's the one, my friend, right there on the screen. Of course, February the 3rd to the 8th, the whole week. That's only $30. Only $30 to join and be a part of a 43 grid driver field. We had 45 tonight, actually, believe it or not, but you'll have 43 for the Daytona 500. And on top of that, you'll be with 43 of the best in the world here, battling it out for the Great American Sim Race. And of course, you have to get there through the qualifiers, and you can buy back in. All the information was described, and you guys have elaborated on that one. Jewels and feature races, all of it's happening. No fast repairs and customs, 100 plus, 160 plus already signed up. So last chance to sign up now. Get in there, be a part of it, because I'm going to push all the buttons and hopefully make you look good.
Dean, I don't want you to give all the details away, but what are some of the features that you're working on? And one of them is for you to be able to see us in the broadcast booth in real time calling the event.
Yeah, just like this right
whenever
now,
we pop up on camera. Whenever we pop up on camera. We're not going to be on the camera 24/7.
A swig of a glass of water there as well, too, in the background. Exactly. Yeah. Well, there are a lot of features, trust me. A lot of timing features, a lot of that little juicy bits of information that everybody wants to get and like. And that's the key at the end of the day, because you're following a race. There's cars all over the place, especially 43 cars. You want to see who's coming where, what the positions they are, how long they've spent in the pit lane, how many positions they've gained, what they ate for breakfast, who's their favorite commentator. All that information we're going to try to throw up on the screen for you guys.
There you go. Turn out the lights, the party's over. They say all good things must end, and it is for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Real quick, can I thank my sponsors because I forgot to do that.
You forgot to thank your sponsors. Go ahead, Lucas.
Hey, I was too busy
Man,
talking
you
about.
screwed up my segue. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Hey, I was too busy talking about the Nazar 500 and how much fun
You
we'll
were.
have
Thank
over
you,
there.
man. You were.
I will
You
say
were.
that. But I'd like to thank Coalfield Asphalt Refinishing, Southeast Scootering, Honor Home Loan, Scotty Oliver Racing, the DSR Electric, Cops, and SM Racing Products. Use code BANDITS1 at checkout, and you can save a little bit of money.
There you
short,
go.
sweet, and to the point.
Lucas Lyons from Owensboro, Kentucky, joining us not only as the driver analyst, but also as the winner of the Glass Mechanic 225. Atlanta is in the rearview mirror. Jacob Reeves, get your final take of Atlanta, my friend. And man, we're pumped up. Couple of nights of sleep, and we're ready to roll for the Great American Sim Race. Oh, and by the way, Motor Mania Network, myself, Jacob Reeves, Dean Hopton, and some other people will be on the call for the NASCAR Cup Series Cookout Clash, the qualifying, the practice, the heat races on Saturday night at around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. On Sunday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, Jacob, Dean, and myself on the call. Motor Mania Network will have it on YouTube. And, of course, we got to keep our composure. Can't lose our voice, Jacob, because we got to keep all that momentum, all that excitement leading up to not only the Great American Sim Race, the NASCAR 500, but also with Motor Mania Network. We're covering the duels at Daytona on a Thursday night, February the 13th. We're covering the Great American Race, the Daytona 500. So it's kind of another opportunity where you can listen to a radio-style broadcast, and we're going to have NASCAR be a part of it. Whole bunch of cool things that are going on. Just some of the cool deals that Dean Hopton and other people have got going on. So, Jacob Reeves, thank you, brother. Could not do it without you. Lucas Lyons, thank you for joining us, even though you won the race. We enjoyed having you as a guest. For Dean Hopton, Brady LaBeouf, Cody Knott, TJ Moore, everybody that is behind the NASRA organization, I'm Wesley Outland, and as the veteran voice of NASRA, strap in. The Great American Sim Race hits the airwaves the next time we're on the NASRA 360 Racing Network.
Hold.